Good morning for me. I need to open up. My thingy. My walkthrough, I have my water, I have my snacks because I don't have proper breakfast. Oh, a bit late today because I got distracted by Dungeons and Dragons preparations, but we're back, we're here, we're high. We're hello. Well, we're not high. We're not high in that way. That's not what I meant. I meant to say we're saying hello. I do not have much crackers left. I've only got 2 packs left. So I'll open those now. We're still on chapter 1 as well, by the way, so hopefully I can get more done today. Twitch is lying to me. Twitch has been lying to me, guys. It said on my Twitch payout thing that it's been processing my payout for like a whole day. Like, I haven't gotten it yet. Twitch, come on. I want to order lunch. But yeah, it's been processing for like 2 days now. And I'm like, when am I gonna get it? I think I'm probably not gonna get it until next week. I'm pretty sure you don't get the actual payout until... I'm pretty sure you don't actually get the payout until the week after, so... Oh well. Right, so we're rooming with Anku and Adolpha today. We're living with both of them. Quite interesting. Quite interesting arrangement we have. I'm very interested to see how cohabitation with both of these men play out.
だがま、寝具の寝心地は及第点か。おいで、姫君。今夜はここで私が添い寝して君を悪夢から守ってあげよ
う。Already going amazingly, I see. Well, I'm going to sleep on this bed over here, so...
うせろ、ただの居候。
Hello. How is... To punch him. As soon as Anku tried to coax me to bed with him, Adolpha mercilessly dragged him off.
監視も兼ねて、俺とこいつは部屋の端で寝る。何かあったらいつでも起こせ。
Thanks, Adolpha. Lamau. But I feel like I'm being freeloaded too, so why don't you sleep?
ダメだ。俺はまだこいつのことを信用したわけじゃない。
Sabu? I don't know what that means, I'm sorry.
信用ができないのは、むしろ姫君によこしまな感情を持つ君の方では。
Oh, Jose, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. We're playing Virche. We've literally just started. Well, we've not just started the game. We've just started streaming. We're playing La Salou. Well, the route. Adolfo and Anku's route. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for popping in. I'm not used to people popping in this early. So I'm still eating. I'm good. The kid sitting on the floor swiftly evaded Adolfo's heavy stomp. Seeing their light-hearted exchange, I began to laugh. The sad future in my mind quickly disappearing.
おい。姫君。
I'm sorry. I couldn't help but laugh. You two are adults, but you're fighting like children. Adolfo, I've never seen you act that way with anyone before.
心外だが、お前が楽しそうならいい。心底不本意だが、同感だ。
These two dorks. I love them both. But yeah, I'm glad you're doing good. Sorry. I'm still eating my breakfast-ish. Seeing me laugh so hard that my shoulders shook, they both smiled. Tears were starting to build in my eyes from all the laughing. These are the last tears I'll shed. Adolfo didn't have much time yet to live. I had to look forward and find a brighter future rather than waste my time crying. After changing into my sleepwear in the other room, I climbed into bed so that I could get well rested and ready for first thing tomorrow. I looked at the two in the corner who seemed reluctant to be so close to one another. Good night, eardrum. Sweet dreams.
ああ、おやすみ。何かあればすぐに起こせよ。
Adolfo responded as he usually did.
Oh.
A few seconds later.
Oh. おやすみ。
No. I don't think anyone's actually said goodnight to him before. Perhaps he was just about to fall asleep, as Anka responded quietly after a short delay. His voice was very gentle, unlike his usual voice. Even if Anku is the same death that cursed us, I still don't see him as a bad person. I was embarrassed, looking back on how I once doubted him. When I have the chance, I'll ask him about the story passed down through Eve's family. And I'll try to cook something Anku would like to eat. I wonder if he likes eggs. Though I felt tense about what was to come tomorrow, I was also feeling exhausted. Within seconds of closing my eyelids, I fell into the world of sleep. Mm.
あいつに何かしてみろ。不老不死だろうが関係ない。完全に死ぬまで
何度だって殺し続けてやる。
君を殺すことはあれど、彼女を殺す気など砂粒の一かけらもないから安心したまえ。
This is just ruining my theory that they are the same person somehow. I mean, Anku could still be a future version of Adolfo, and that's why he doesn't like him so much. Because, like, you've made mistakes before or whatever, but I don't know. The theory that I had that they're the same person is slowly falling apart. It's falling off the shelf.
それより、私のことなど気にしている場合かい？
Yeah, he gonna die soon.
聞けば寿命が近いのだろう。彼女を悲しませたくないのなら、今からでもリライバーとやらになる準備を進めておくべきだ。それともなんだい？リライバーになると何か不都合なことでも？
He doesn't want to unlove her.
黙れ。お前には関係ない。
その言葉、そっくりそのまま返そう。彼女が生き延びる未来を見たいのなら、せいぜいあがけよ。どこにでもいる普通の人間。彼女を救う物語の主人公たりうるには、君はまだまだ力不足だ。
そんなこと。お前に言われるでもなく、あいつがガキの頃からずっと心に決めている。
口先だけなら何とでも言えるさ。
Oh, I did not realize we were that far away from the ending of chapter 2. I would have played a little bit longer last stream if I had known we were that close to the end of
あ
chapter
る
2.
国を治めていた愚かな女の長い話。
God, we need to go through all of the... Hey, Fo! Welcome in. I'm mad at Twitch because Twitch is lying to me. How are you? Bow 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 bow. How's Twitch lying? It's saying that my freaking... It's saying that my Twitch payout is processed. But I don't have the fucking money yet. So I'm like, where's the lie? Where's the truth? Congrats, we are processing your estimated net balance payment. I mean, I guess... I'm hungry. It's okay, I'm hungry. It's okay. I'm probably not getting it today. I'm probably going to get it next week. This is a very long story about a foolish woman who once ruled over the country.
と言いたいところだが、あの女王がなぜ愚かだと呼ばれたのか。一言で説明することができるだろう。まあ、なんだ。単純に正直すぎて失 敗したのだ。あの女は。
いいか、俺が戻ってくるまでおとなしくしてろ。
Are you watching Are you watching K-pop Demon Hunters? I love it. Are you watching K-pop Demon Hunters? Please. Yes. I finished it. Yeah. I love that movie so much. I've watched it like 5 times already. Yes. It's honestly just so deserving of like 15 rewatches. Apparently there's a common thing where if a movie stays in the top 10 of Netflix for like a whole month, we're more likely to get a sequel greenlit. So I'm like, yes. Well, see, I don't see what you're playing all the time. I don't see what you stream on Spotify all the time. Only sometimes it will randomly pop up. Well, they're not planning a second one. They're just saying that they might be able to get a second one if it stays popular.
こいつに手を出したら、切り刻んだ上でリコリスノワージュの花畑に埋めてやるからな。
But yes. What's your favorite song? I like both of the Saja Boys songs, and Golden and What It Sounds Like are my favorite Huntrix songs. Free and Soda Pop, yes! I love Soda Pop. I love Free as well. Free is so good. Every song in that movie is fucking amazing. Every single one is absolute gold. I love it. But man, Eddie is running, and Eddie is going to run a a D&D campaign set after the like 20 to 30 years after the movie. It's so great. How do your song make me feel? Yes, feel the emotion.
やってみるがいいさ。中途半端に復活した状態で君の枕元に立ってやる。
Oh, I'm so hyped for it. Like, I'm so excited for it. It actually is going to be so much fun. Please don't do that. It'll be so much trouble for Eve. No. Foe. Don't be racist. This is about Korea, not Japan. Jeez. You'd expect a Vietnamese person to understand that not all Asian things are the same, but apparently not. Jeez. Way to put a bad reputation on yourself, foe. Gosh. I'm a minority. Shut up. The day after the arrival of our new roommate, the Watchman of Death. What do you mean? What sus things do I say? Gosh. Ow. We made plans to discuss the curse that was consuming the country this evening. Adolfo decided to go out to shop for supplies, report to Mother, and return to the call for work.
じゃあ、行ってくる。必要以
You
上
have a
にこ
double
いつに関
DM
わるな
list.
よ。
You make lists? Okay, is that like you specifically like screenshotting and making a list of shit, or are you just being like, no, our entire DM is proof? Really? You have told me that 5 times already. Adolfo changed into the core uniform he hadn't worn for days and repeatedly warned Anku before leaving. And not cursed, blessed. It's blessed and cursed. Maybe a bit more cursed than blessed, but you know, whatever. After listening to his departing footsteps grow fainter and fainter.
よし、それでは矢探しと行こう。何か奴の弱みになるようなものがあればいいのだが。
Have a good ice, but you hate baths. Why are you going in a bath? Good luck, though. Don't drown. Please. Good lord. Anku, what? Huh? He swiftly began exploring the room. Search? But Anku? Anku's long robe dragged across the floor as he paid me no mind.
地味な服ばかりじゃないか。一着借りようと思ったのだが、私の趣味とは合わないな。ここには小物が入っているのかな？ほう、これは日記帳か。うん、さすがにこれは触らないでおこう。
You're not gonna read the diary?
少し重いな。
Anku, what the fuck?
こんなものを振り回さなくては戦えないなんて、人間とは脆いものだね。
He showed little concern for Adolfo's property. Stop! Anku, you shouldn't be rummaging through Adolfo's room like this. I chased after Anku in an attempt to stop him from ransacking the place as he pleased. And please, put the sword down. You don't want to cut your hand.
切ったところですぐに塞がるよ。
But you still feel pain, don't you? Please, treat yourself with more care. It hurts to see you get hurt.
不死の化け物を心配するとは、君は優しいね。
Anku, appearing satisfied, sheathed the sword and returned it to where it belonged. What was with him? I had a very different impression of him now compared to when we first met. He's a lot more childish than I thought. It looked like he was enjoying himself as he wandered around the room. He said before he was usually in the Lycros field or in Hades. So maybe he was just curious about normal human life.
ところで姫君、小さな火種になるようなものはあるかな。空いた時間にタバコを吸いたいのだが。
Baby, no. Ick. No, don't do that. You're so sexy. Why? No. No. It just ruins his character to me. You smoke. It's the worst. It's the worst day ever. Smoking gives me such the ick. It's a big ick. Like, it might look cool in, like, fiction, but I'm sad now. Tobacco? Was he really planning on smoking? I think the matches are here. Do you really smoke? The Watchman of Death. Smoking tobacco. I have to admit, I'm surprised.
昔偶然手にする機会があってね。今でも嗜好品として気まぐれに吸うことが。
Pleasure? From smoking? Doubt. I'm sorry. But nothing about smoking remotely sounds pleasurable to me. It's disgusting. It's so gross. Well, I suppose if you smoke outside, Adolfo hates the smell of tobacco. To be honest, I don't know much about it myself. Do you like the way it smells? Does it taste good? No, by the way. It smells awful. It tastes awful. It clings to you like a fucking cockroach. It's gross. It's gross.
難しい質問だね。私はタバコの味や香りではなく、煙が胸を通る感覚を楽しんでいるから。
Gross. I don't like smoking. It's hard to imagine. I reflected on the strangeness of tobacco while handing Anku a book of matches, a box of matches from a nearby
あり
cabinet.
がとう。君の前では吸わないから、しばらく借りてもいいかな。
Oh, you can have it. Some vendors at the Marché give them out for free when you buy something.
贈り物かい？嬉しいね。未来永劫大切に保管させてもらおう。
The matches won't live as long as you do. Anku, so please use them while you still can. I responded jokingly as the thought suddenly come to mind. Oh, Anku, since you're here, there is something I wanted to ask.
何かな？
After tucking the box of matches inside his pocket, I've got to feel like that's an actual phrase, a book of matches. I've never heard them be referred to as a book of matches before, but okay. He went to go sit on the bed. A while ago, I met a person named Eve, who's following his family tradition of keeping watch over the field of Lycris Nuages. Seeing his reaction confirmed my suspicions. He told me a story that was passed down to him about the involvement of death. I took a deep breath to relax my tension. Anku, was that you by any chance? I finally got myself to ask what had been on my mind for a while. After a few seconds of silence, Anku...
ああ、そうか。かの血筋と君は無事に巡り合ったのか。
He shook his head to tell me not to worry.
その通り。彼らにリコリスの繁殖を頼んだのは紛れもなく私だとも。
I found myself breaking into a cold sweat. Really? But to us it was a matter of life and death. I was taken aback by how he so casually affirmed the truth behind the old story. Anku must have understood the intention behind my question as he hit his mouth and chuckled.
期待させたようですまないが、私はこの国を呪った元凶ではないよ。
Huh? But according to Eve's family...
人づての口伝など、時間とともに脚色されていくものさ。
Anku told me he wasn't sure how much he could share with me, but continued nonetheless.
この国に初めてリコリスノワージュの花を咲かせたのは彼らの家でね。
So their exact names blurred.
リコリス自体は冥界にも咲いている花なのだが、
The Lycris is usually bloom in
彼らの
Hades.
は見事に咲かせた花はまた格別に美しく、一目見た瞬間、私はすっかり心奪われてしまったんだ。
The flowers, their blanky blank grew. Okay. Anku spoke through the unknown interference. The writers being like, you're not gonna learn this information yet. Reminiscing about the past. Which is why you asked them to grow the flowers?
そう。だが誤解しないでほしい。私は呪いを盾に彼らを脅したわけではない。もう納得の上で契約を交わしてくれたんだ。
I feel like this is the royal family, right?
当時は確かに死の番人と名乗ったはずなのだが、このなりのせいで 時の経過とともに存在が死神と混同されてしまったらしい。
Cheap viewers on. Suck my balls. Goodbye. I see. If Anku had introduced himself as Death when we first met, I would have believed him. Because Death was the country's primary enemy, there was no attention paid at all to the Watchmen of Death. So, the Lycaris Nawajas don't have anything to do with the curse?
あれが枯れると士気が早まるのは確かだが、根本的な原因ではないかな。私が彼らと契約を結んだ時には、とっくにこの国は呪いに蝕まれていたさ。それこそ
Country had
何百
already
年も
been
前にね。
affected by the curse for hundreds of years at that point. I'd like to share this information with the researchers at the Institute as soon as possible, but I'm not sure they'd believe me. I didn't sense that Anku was lying yet, and his explanation didn't make sense. Even if he knew more useful information, it was possible he wouldn't be able to tell me without the message being disrupted. My naive hopes that he might be able to lift the curse were dashed, but I'm glad Anku isn't the source of the problem. A side of me was relieved that I wouldn't need to bear some sort of grudge against him. I can't believe that promise made so long ago is still being kept today. I need to make a save here, I think, right? No, I do not. I need to make a save at the next one. So for right now, we're saying, it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. Were you very close to Eve's ancestors when you formed a contract with them?
いや、会ったのはただの一度きりだ。今ではもう彼の名前も顔も覚えていないよ。だが、彼との出会いがなければ、今の私は存在していなかったかもしれない。一方的かもしれないが、私は彼のことを大事な友人の一人だと思っていたよ。
Anku narrowed his eyes nostalgically. From what I heard, it sounded like he had threatened. From what I had heard, it sounded like he threatened Eve's ancestor to protect the Lycarises, or he'd strengthen the curse, but I couldn't imagine the person in front of me actually doing that, so there must be another reason.
愛する女性のために国を花で囲むなんて情熱的な人だよね。もし本当に彼の仕業なら求婚もいよいよ近いってことかな。
Then I hope she can accept it. Did you form the Lycra's contract for the sake of a woman who was special to you? My question had a hint of curiosity.
さあ、どうだろうね。
Cheeky son of a bitch. He smiled bewitchingly. Oh, POV switch.
一連の事件とこの国の呪いを同時に追う？また途方もない話ね。自警団に復帰するのは良いことだけど、一体どうして？
He'd stopped by to give her a quick report. After hearing her foster son's next course of action, Sister Salome paused midway through, sewing Sirius's clothes. Absent from his report was that the suspicious Watchmen of Death would assist him in discovering the truth behind the curse. Even worse would be revealing that the shady character was now living with Ceres. She would throttle him if she found out.
一連の事件が呪いが形を変えたものという可能性もある。あいつも可能な限り手伝うと言ってくれた。
Adolfo was selective with his words, and it seemed that Salome was satisfied as she nodded in
なん
response.
でもリュカ先生の妹さんが入院している病院付近でも変死の被害者が出たみたいなのよ。
What a coincidence that's happening in that area.
その子や入院している人たちにまで被害がいかなければいいわね。
ああ、他にも一連の事件で不安に駆られた民があちこちで揉め事や事件を起こしている。一部の地域では娼婦が何人か行方不明になっているという。マムも気をつけてくれ。
ええ、もちろん。これも全部呪いによるものだとしたら厄介よね。国立研究所の責任者であるあの男はそんな非科学的なものは存在しないと主
Speaking
張す
of,
る
we
でしょ
haven't
うけ
really
ど。
seen Cien in a while. Like, he's taking a leave from the Institute and gave Dahut the reins. But we don't really know for why or what reason. Hey. Oh, big stretch. I gotta get my hair out of my face because it's bugging me. Ah. There you go, that's better. Haha. Clear face.
あの男、シアン・ブロフィワーズか。あまりいい噂は聞かないが。
Adolfo's eyes communicated to Salome that he wasn't connected to Cheyenne, but
このアルペシェールで最も優れた頭脳と権力を持つ男。もしも味方に引き入れることができたら、さぞ心強いだろうな。俺がリライバー化の申請者を装えば接触ぐらいはできるか。
ダメよ。それだけは絶対にダメ。
alright, yeah, because she hates him. No, that's right. No, Salome fucking knows about his creepy, fucked up experiments. That's why she hates him so much. She knows about his secret lab where he does horrible shit.
あの子とあなたをあんな危険な男に近づけるわけにはいかない。
The tone of her voice lowered.
アドルフ、幼い頃からあれだけ言い聞かせていたのに、あなたは未だに自分自身の価値を理解していないのね。もしもあなたを拾ったのが私以外のリライバーだったら、今頃どうなっていたと思うの？
Hmm? Wait, what? The tone of her voice lowered. Adolpha, I've been telling you this since you were little, but it seems like you don't fully understand your worth. Can you imagine what might have happened if you were found by another reliver? What? He immediately kept his mouth shut. Why would it matter if he would be found by a different reliver? That doesn't make sense. What? The instincts he developed in childhood warned him that he should never go against her when she's in this state.
責任感があるのはいいことよ。けれど自警団に入ってからあなたもすっかり無茶をするようになって。
Hmm.
「今回の事件が落ち着いたらイブさんにリーダーを継いでもらって対談したらどうかしら。寿命と体のことそろそろごまかすには難しくなってきているでしょ。
それは
セレスもいつかあなたが無理をしていることに気がつくはずだわ。
Wait. Is he not being affected by the curse at all? Wait. Theory time. Theory time with me. Okay, back to the start. Adolfo, I've been telling this since you were little, so he has been a child. I mean, yeah, he grew up alongside Ceres, so he would have been born a baby and then grown up normally. Seems like you fully don't understand your worth. Can you imagine what would have happened if you were found by another Reliver? Right, no, yeah, because Salome used to be a researcher. And she did mention in Shien's route or something that she took in Ceres and Adolfo for specific reasons. We got that she took in Ceres specifically because of her death omen. But we didn't really get to find out why she took in Adolfo. Did she take in Adolfo because he's immune to the curse? Somehow? It's good to see you're responsible, but since you joined the corps, you've become more reckless. Once those incidents are resolved, why not leave the Corps and have Eve become the next leader? Surely by now it's become difficult to hide your lifespan and physical condition, hasn't it? Well, see, that implies that, like, it's been... Well, that kind of implies, like, well, it's been hard to hide that, you know... You're like... They could also be, like, it's been hard to hide the curse, right? Your physical condition's getting lower, but I don't think so. Yeah, if you keep this up, Ceres will begin to notice one day. Is he immune to the
いきなり
curse?
事実を伝えても混乱するだろうし、安全な環境で心の準備をしておくべきよ。
He is, right? That's why the curse isn't affecting, like, why he's not coughing or being sick. He's immune to the curse. Why is he immune to the curse?
分かってる。だが今は事件の解決に集中したい。
I guess, yeah. I guess the thing is that if he was found by another Reliver, he would have been brought to Shien and probably researched on, right? But because it was Salome who already knew the truth about Shien and hated him, he was like, no, I'm not gonna let him have this baby to research on. Salome looked slightly surprised to hear Adolfo's response. Whenever she brought up the subject, he would usually change the subject or simply stay quiet. Yeah, I think that's what it was implying. Adolpha is immune to the curse. It's just not affecting him. Maybe he is already older than 23. That would be a twist. If he's already past, if he's either already 23 or over the age of 23, and Salome's just lied about his age. Because again, like, if you, like, between the ages of, like, 20 to 25, sometimes, for some people even 30, you look basically the same. like signs of aging could be very, 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 very low for people within that age range. So he could be 26 or something and still kind of look 20-ish. A few minutes later, Salome saw Adolfo off with a gentle, loving smile, while he gave the simplest of acknowledgments as he left. From the garden blooming with lycorises, the lively voices of the children echoed as they shouted their goodbyes.
あの子ったら母を相手に隠し事ができると思っているのかしら。
Her smile disappeared.
セレスさえそばにいれば危ない橋を渡るような真似はしないと思っていたのに、呪いの正体を追うだなんてどういう心境の変化なのかしら。それとも誰かがアドルフに余計な入れ知恵をした？
It was difficult to imagine any normal person discovering the truth behind the curse that eluded even the understanding of a genius. But
この国の倫理観は間違っている。リライバー化の成功だけで満足してはいけない。私たちは他国に存在するという普通の人間になる努力をするべきだ。
says the person who keeps reliving. Hypocrite. Because what? Salome's admitted to reliving several times now. She's the same age as Cien, so she's over 60 years old.
死神の呪いを解いて人々を救いたい。
Chapstick.
リライバー技術に依存する王族を一掃したい。まるで私の掲げた目標をあの二人が継いだよ。
And you're not happy about that? I suspected that Ceres or Adolfo were either Death Reborn or related to Death. There was yeah, see, this is what we learned during Cien's route, that yeah, she was going to offer them up as test subjects, but then changed her mind. It was unthinkable that I could ever have considered offering them to Cien as test subjects during our collaboration. Of course, such a thought never returned after I realized how much I loved them.
なんだか眩しいわ。
Nothing had changed in all those decades. The number of supporters who once shared my goals had dwindled considerably. Cien was now focused on developing more resilient relivers who could last longer than their current lifespan. But even if he were to be successful in creating relivers that could withstand the curse, could one actually call such a person a real human? The people of Archpishel now saw immediate revival after death to be normal, and had few objections about dying at 23. I myself had been affected by becoming a reliver. The more I saw people discard their bodies as disposable vessels, the more I felt empty and unable to live the passion I once had.
私のやっていることはすべて無駄なのかしら。
I mean, from what I remember, you haven't really been doing anything. I did what I could to try and retain my emotions and connections with others.
「普通の人間としての生を望む人はもうこの国に誰もいないの。」
Sound of the wall clock startled
い
me.
けない。何を弱気になっているのかしら。困難は覚悟の上でこの謎に挑んだのでしょう。
Oh. She had a biological son. Oh no, yeah. Her biological son was experimented on, wasn't he? And murderized by the royal family and their crazies. I need to fulfill my promise to him. I needed to fulfill my promise to him.
100年以上かかろうと、私は必ずこの国の呪いを解いてみせる。
I could not abandon the noble mission my original self began. I needed to annihilate the curse and the filthy royal family. I would revive as many times as necessary, even if it destroyed me. Oh, Lucas.
リュカ君。
Ugh. Go away, creep.
兄様、大丈夫？
大丈夫です。いつもの発作ですから、少し。
兄様。
これはまずいな、リュカ君。すぐに別室を用意してあげるから、今日はそこで休んでいきなさい。発作用の薬では抑えきれない。私が直接対応に当たろう。
Ugh. Go away. I hate you. Can I stab you in the face?
いえ、私なら平気です。せっかくのナディアとの時間をこの程度の発作なんかで。ダメよ
兄様。お願いだからカプシーヌ先生の言う通りにして。
ナディア君に悲しい思いをさせたくないのなら、彼女の言うことを聞きなさい。ただでさえ残り少ない寿命をさらに短くするつもりかな。
わかりました。ごめんなさい、ナディア。明日の朝にはまた来ます。いい子に安静にしているんですよ。
Sorry, I'm reading a message. It's difficult. Me and my friend, well, I am trying. He's already in. I'm trying to get into a GTA roleplay server, and I got rejected. So I'm trying to think of ideas, and he just sent me his character bio. I'm like, okay. I'll use that for knowledge. I'm really bad at creating characters and for like modern, everyday, real life settings, because I usually like my roleplay experience is Dungeons and Dragons and fucking anime RP, where I pretend to be an anime character who has like superpowers and stuff. So like real world, everyday, boring shit is kind of difficult for me to come up with.
兄様。
そんな顔をしなくても大丈夫。私が人並み外れて頑丈なのはあなたもよく知っているでしょう。最後を迎えるその瞬間まで兄様はあなたのそばにいますから。
ええ、いつもありがとう。私、優しい兄様が大好きよ。
私もあなたが大好きですよ。愛しいナディア。どうか兄様の分まで少しでも長く生きてください。
では行こう。私の肩に捕まっていなさい。
Fuck you. I hate you, Dr. Cappuccino. You're a piece of shit. I hate you. I hate you so much, even though you've not done anything in this route yet. You deserve it. You deserve it. Death row.
最後、もう死ぬ覚悟を固めてしまっているのね、兄様は。あのね、兄様。私、本当はもっともっと兄様と一緒にいたい。置いていかれたくない。せめて私が息を引き取るまで手を握っていてほしい。兄様にもっとたくさんの寿命があればよかったのに。でもそんなことを言ったら他の患者さんや他の先生に夢物語だっ
Everyone's
て
too
笑
plagued
わ
by
れ
this
ちゃう。
damn curse.
どうして普通の生を願うのはそんなにわがままなこと？
まさかわがままなんかじゃないですよ。それは人間が抱くべ
The
き
hut!
当然の権利にして願いです。
Bro, I love you! The hut! The hut fucking eavesdropping outside the damn door.
ああいきなりごめんなさい。知り合いのお見舞いに来たんですけど、 ここを通りかかった時に偶然君の独り言が聞こえちゃって
No,
つい
you're Nadia's best friend in
でも
every
決し
single
て
route, and
怪
I
しい
love
も
it
の
so
じゃ
much.
本当本当にわがままじゃない？兄様はこのまま死にたいと願ってるのに、それが叶わなければいい、もっと長生きしてほしいと思うなんて、私とっても悪い子じゃないかしら。
事情はさっぱりですが、要するにお兄さんにリライバーにはならず、でも普通の人間として長生きしてほしいってことですよね。それのどこが悪いことなのか全然わからないんですけど、大切な人には大事な思い出と一緒に長生きしてほしいじゃないですか。
Oh, Nadia, baby girl.
なんで泣くんです？どうしよう。何十歳も年下の子を泣かせちゃうなんて。誰か助けて。
Cute.
お前、家を好き勝手に漁るだけじゃ飽き足らず、俺の手帳に落書きしやがったな。
So he did go through the diary. Okay. Aren't you, Jesus?
どうしてくれんだ。あれには今後の予定が全部書いてあったんだぞ。
God, I ship them. Honestly, I ship them together more than Cerez with either of them right now. I think that's fucking hilarious. He's also wearing his clothes. Bro.
信じるに値しない他人がいると分かっていながら無防備に放置した君が悪い。金品や
Okay, no,
日記
the
に手を
journal
出
is
さな
different
かっ
from
た
the
だけでも
diary.
感謝してほしいものだね。
へりくつを。
I love them. I'm sorry. I love them so much. Shortly before dinner was served, Adolfo was pounding the table and shouting at Anku, who interested himself in the utensils he was fiddling with. When did you do that, Anku? I'm sorry, Adolfo. I didn't notice at all, even though we were in the same room.
なに、姫君が謝る必要はないと思う。
それは俺のセリフで、加害者であるお前が言う権利はねえんだよ。
Anku played with his hair without much regard for the anger being directed at him, offering only a dismissive yes yes.
そんなことよりも姫君。
そんなこと？
そのアンクーさんとやらはそろそろよしてはくれないか。私と君はいわば魂の同胞。いつまでも他人行儀でいられては寂しくてたまらない。私のことはただのアンクーと。口調もこの男と同じく砕けてもらって構わないよ。
Well, I'd been too embarrassed since we haven't known each other long. Besides, this is just the way I am with everyone other than my family at the orphanage.
ではせめて名前だけでも。
But well, I suppose I can do that. I didn't have enough courage to disobey someone hundreds of years older than me. I took a deep breath and tried to look him directly in the eye with a smile. Anku?
何かな私の姫君
I don't know what to say after that. Girl. Well, that's it, I guess. I'm feeling embarrassed now.
そうかい私は君の愛らしい照れ顔を見れてとても満足しているよ
Oh, don't tease me like that. Huh? As I looked down to hide my red cheeks, Adolphus suddenly slammed his cup down onto the table.
なら俺も今後はアンクーと呼ばせてもらう。
Anku's face quickly scrunched up in disgust. God, this loses a fair bit of its funniness in English because you don't have the san that you do in Japanese, but it's still fucking hilarious.
人の名を許しもなく呼ばないでくれないか君に名を紡がれるのは極めて不快だ
俺なりの歩み寄りだ。長い矢なら往来の場で付きまといまと呼んでやろうか。
育児なしの若造が
俺にはアドルフという名がある。
Here we go again. It was actually pretty funny to watch the two of them go at it, but... If neither of you have plans to eat, should I just clear the table?
いやそんなつもりは
悪い。今話す
Eat
こと
your
じゃな
fucking
かった。
food. The two quickly straightened up from their seats, which was incredibly adorable. Anku first reached out to my specialty, a bowl of stew. We had it yesterday, so I actually wanted to prepare a different dish, but I had a desire to enjoy your specialty, dear princess. Of course, because of his request, I decided to serve stew again, with slightly different ingredients. Ah, look at him! Holy shit. Wait, that shirt is see-through. That's the wrong button. Look at it! You look at the partially see-through. I can see his waist. Yum. Nice. Okay. After a momentary silence, Anku slowly brought the spoonful of stew to his mouth. Oh, he's so thin. In the next moment, he stopped. And after trembling slightly, he sat still with a serious look on his face. Anju? Do you not like it?
いやあまりにも美味だったから少し驚いてしまってねこれほど優しい味の料理を食べるのは一体何百年ぶりだろ
I could see the curve of his back and his butt so nicely. I want to grab it. You're just flattering me. But I'm still happy you enjoy it. Thank you very much. After a short delay from Anku's response, Adolfo also began to eat his stew in silence. So it's not just tobacco, but food in general you enjoy?
大量摂取は不可能だが食べられなくはないよ。姫君が手ずから用意してくれたものであればなおさらだ。普段はうまくもないだけを食しているから、温かな料理を食べること自体新鮮だ。
Those bland blah 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 blahs.
なんだ、これも口にできないのか。
Having once again been disrupted, Anku ran his fingers over his throat with frustration.
なんだ今のは。
Oh yeah, Adolfo would have heard that too then. Come to think of it, this is the first time you have also heard it, Adolfo. Anku said that his voice gets interrupted when his messages interfere with the human world. I did my best to explain as simply as possible what happened when we first met.
本当に人間じゃないんだな。
何度もそう言っている。この世の人間にとっての未知を私は君たちに語ることができないのだよ。
Mystery. Which also meant... It seems like your messages are disrupted when we ask you something we don't know, but... If we're able to learn the truth ourselves, does that mean we can talk to you without interference?
ああ、その解釈で合っている。
God, this just feels like the writers being like, you have to play the game before we tell you details.
まどろっこしいな。
そう言わないでくれ。私も好きで口をつぐんでいるわけではないのだから。
I'm guessing he eats souls, is my immediate guess.
私にこんな不便を強いる邪魔者さえいなくなってくれれば話は早いのだが、
But then there would be no game to play. Hmm? He must be referring to the source of the interference. With that, Anku resumed his meal and cleanly finished his stew. We followed suit and quietly finished our meals before they got cold. After washing it down with some water, we began to discuss the next course of action. Adolfo would continue to work alongside the Corps in their regular patrols and investigate any incidents as needed. The Corps' operations would be left to Eve, but the flow of command would still come from Adolfo as required.
マムとも軽く話したが、死神の呪いについて調べるなら国立研究所を当たるのが一番だろう。 最高責任者シアン・ブロフィワーズは今でこそ呪いに対抗できる丈夫なリライバーの作成に力を入れているが、かつて呪いの原因を調べていた時期があるらしい。
But as we learn from Xian's route specifically, he's kind of not done that in a long while. Xian. He was the savior written about in history books who developed reliable technology that saved the country from ruin.
死者を管理する者としては、寿命を好きにいじり回す人間とは関わり合いになりたくないね。
Well, we don't have to talk to him directly, right? Maybe we can ask one of the researchers who knows him and... A sudden noise came from the transmitter that Adolph had previously left behind. He must have been accustomed to the sudden sound because since he excused himself calmly and took the device out of his pocket.
俺だ。
アドルフ、食事時にごめん。今大丈夫かな？
Eve, my love! I immediately recognized Eve's voice from the other end.
構わない。調査に何か進展があったか？
ああ、いや、違うんだ。ちょっと君というか、セレスにお願いがあって。
A favor from me? I raised my hand up in response to the gentle voice coming through the transmitter as Anku moved close to me in silence.
そこにいたんだ。ならちょうどよかった。実は今俺、エクソシスト教団が運営するクーネの病院に入院してるんだけど。そこで偶然知り合った男の子にちょっとした依頼を受けてさ、それを君に手伝ってほしいんだ。
Hospitalized? Had he got injured again? I remember that Eve was admitted after fighting Barreau, which made me realize.
さては、ヒューゴに連れ戻されたな。
あご名答。ついでに傷口も開いたから縫い直したって医者に怒られちゃったよ。
あまり相棒に心配をかけてやるな。
I heard Eve had temporarily closed Karun to focus on investigating the deaths. The fact that he actually took another work order must mean something.
とりあえず内容だけ先に聞く。受けるかどうかはこいつに任せたい。
I sensed Eve nodding over the transmitter. It turned out the work order he wanted to do wasn't very
俺
difficult.
と同じ病院に入院してる友達の女の子にどうせできればリライバーになってない
Oh,
子を
for Nadia!
話し相手として紹
I
介
guess
して
yeah,
あげ
it's
たいんだよね。
Lucas.
「実のお兄さんに寿命が迫ってるせいか精神的に参ってるらしくて少しでも気分を晴らしてあげたいんだとか。
Oh, is Dahut the one making it then? The order? Her brother's close to death? The reason I had just heard was like that night. The night when I learned about Adolfo's plan and wished for him to live for as long as possible. She almost sounds like me. Nadia! My beloved sister. Oh. We gotta make a save! And we accept the work order. I see. Uncle had been quiet the whole time and he didn't seem bothered at all. If she doesn't mind it's me, I'd be happy to help. Not sure how well I can do with conversation, but I'll do my best.
ありがとう、助かるよ。俺、君以外にリライバーじゃない女の子の知り合いがいなくてさ。
I'd like to come visit you too, Eve. What day would work best for you?
ああ、俺のことなら気にしないで。入院といっても大したことないし、すぐ退院してヒューゴたちに合流するから。
Okay. Just don't push yourself, please. I was pretty sure Eve's injuries were worse than what he was making them out to be.
ヒューゴの苦労が見て取れるな。
Eve, is there a reason it has to be a girl who's not a reliver?
女の子自身の事情もあるらしいけど、やっぱりこの病院がエクソシスト教団の運営っていうところも大きいかな。
Now that you mention it, they are an anti-reliver organization, aren't they? Eve responded with a confirmation.
依頼主の男の子もリライバー。それも国立研究所の副所長だから、すごく気まずいって言
Oh,
ってた。
Dahut. I love Dahut. Deputy Director. We all looked at each other the moment we heard of his position.
ないと困り果てていた所長へのつてが言ったそばからできるとは面白い巡り合わせだね。
黙ってろ。イブに聞こえる。
The deputy director was the second most powerful person at the institute, meaning there was a good chance he worked with Xian. Maybe we could meet with him and talk to him about the curse. The two nodded as I whispered my idea, so I asked Eve if I could meet his client as well. He agreed, and things ended on a good note, with our future meeting at the hospital arranged for tomorrow. The next day, not wanting to mingle unnecessarily with mortals, Uncle elected to stay behind at Adolfo's. So Adolfo and I made our way to the hospital as discreetly as possible.
はじめまして、ナディア・プルーストです。兄様がいつもお世話になってます。
Nadia, precious little sweet bean. There I encountered a cute young girl who looked like a fairy from a storybook. You're Lucas's younger sister? I should be the one thanking him for all he's done for me.
ウリ二つだな。
大好きな兄様とそっくりだなんて嬉しいわ。兄様も目が覚めてれば二人に会えたのに。
Is he in a coma?
まさかナディアのお兄さんと元からお知り合いだったなんて。すっごい偶然ですね。ナディアも嬉しそうですし、評判のクルーンさんにお願いしてよかったです。
Next to the adorable young girl was Eve's client, a bright, smiling young man. So he's...
ダハトと言ったか。 お前みたいな子供があの国立研究所の副所長なのか？
リライバーを見た目で判断するなかれ。こんなに可愛くても僕、結
I
構な
might
お
be
じいちゃんなんです
kind
よ
of。man inside. Dahut pointed to the lab coat hanging over the seats as proof.
まあ、リライバーかつその研究者なんて、本来はこの病院に入院してる人たちには、親の仇のように嫌われるんでしょうけど。ナディアはそのあたり全然気にしないみたいで、話をしているうちに意気投合して、お友達になっちゃいました。
In terms of appearance, you both look around the same age. But if that's the situation, what about Lucas and Nadia, who are both receiving care at this hospital? Did they admit themselves here because they were against becoming relivers like Adolfo and the society members?
あのねセレス、ダハト君ってすごいのよ。ダハト君、将来的にずっと感情を保てるリライバーを作るための研究をしているんですって。
Emotions?
リライバー化の時にこぼれ落ちるあの感情のことか。
Dahut nodded, raising 3 of his fingers.
器に重きを置くシアンさんに対し、僕は人間の定義を知、肉体、精神揃ってこそだと紐付けていますからね。メモリーをどうにかいじって、いずれは恋愛をはじめとした全ての感情を持続できるようになればなと。
Wow, it could be amazing if you could make it happen. Being able to retain love would mean people wouldn't have to lose their loved ones when becoming relivers.
この国の恋愛観が丸ごと変わるかもしれねえな。
いやいや、そんなまだ理論の段階なんです。いろいろと問題があって実現には程遠いんですよ。
Dahut scratched his cheek as he mentioned needing Xian's approval on the project, so the timeline was still up in the air for now.
それでもすごいわ。大切な人への思いが強いほどその感情を失う確率が上がるなんて。とっても。私はリライバーにはならないけれど、ダハト君の夢を応援してる。
ありがとうです、ナディア。研究がうまくいったら真っ先に君へ報告しに来ますからね。
ええ、約束よ。
Adolfo and I looked on as the two of them shook hands while happily thinking about the future. Later, we continued our chat about the Marche and how Lucas conducted his lessons. She was excited to hear all about the outside world, and before long, she fell asleep.
って感じに、お兄さんの呪いがかなり進行しているらしくて、不安と心
So
配の
yeah,
あ
I'm
まり
guessing Lucas is in a
一睡も
different
できて
room.
なかったみたいなんです。
Just conked the fuck out. It must have been shocking to see her own family coughing up blood before her eyes. I looked closer and saw that her sleeping eyes were slightly swollen, probably from crying so much.
僕の研究目標も彼女を励ますために言った見栄のようなもので、ほとんどうまくいっていないんです。里い彼女もうすうす察したでしょうから。あなたが来てくれて本当に助かりました。
You're such a good person. I love Dahut so much. He's probably my favorite side character. Like, okay, I really like I like Salome as well, and I really do like Hugo. Like, Hugo's probably my second favorite side character. But Dahut's probably my favorite side character. Not at all. The first person who tried Nadia's tears was you, Dahut. I'm sure Nadia's very happy to have made a friend as nice as you. Dahit scratched his blushing cheek as if hoping what I'd said was true.
リュカ先生の容体はそんなに悪いのか？
末期症状に片足をかけた状態といったところですかね。リライバー化も拒んでいるようですから、お別れの時はそう遠くないかと。
No, but Nadia.
あんな儚い娘がこんな早くに肉親を失うのか。
The truth Dahit revealed to us was grim. Adolfo knew Lucas personally and was choosing a similar path himself. I wonder if they might have had a happier life if they were born in another country. My camera's acting funny. Okay. I wonder when exactly Arpachel became so different from the other countries in the world. Anku did say that the curse was here for at least 100 years. I was just mumbling to myself, but
ふむふむ。言われてみれば。
yeah, actually, yeah, how long has the curse been around? It's been longer than 60 years, obviously, because Reliver technology is 60 years old. And then it's got to be at least a couple hundred years, because... So what, she ends the first Reliver and it's 60 years, and it's 60 years ago where he perfected the technology. And then it's got to be at least a few generations before that. So yeah, it's got to be maybe 200 years, 150 to 200 years at the earliest. This topic seemed to pique Dahit's interest.
大昔、この国が別の名だった頃から呪われているとは聞いていましたが、具体的な時期は僕やシアンさんも知りません。まあ、例の漂流者が流れ着くまで自分たちが短命だということに気づいていなかったんですから、当然といえば当然ですけど。
Yeah, and it needs to be far enough back that they didn't have any, any knowledge of the outside world, because yeah, they didn't know anything was up until the Drifter arrived. Dahit's quick and easy answer took Adolfo and me by surprise. We looked at each other and tried to make the most of this opportunity. So, this Drifter is the only one who came here from another country, which led to the development of Reliver technology. The visitor came from a distant land and gave us 4 books that shared knowledge that we would otherwise have never known.
ですです。シアンさんのおじいさんと何か揉めて姿を消しちゃったみたいなんですけど。普通の寿命を持つ彼が協力してくれたら何かわかることがあったかもしれないんですけどね。
Dahit was smiling the whole time, probably because it was fun for him to discuss different topics regardless of the field. He then clapped his hands together and had a sudden thought, and the sleeping Dahlia stirred to give a faint mumble.
でも国が直接管理してる歴史書や王族の手記になら当時の様子
Yeah,
が
I still
詳し
feel
く
like
残って
the
るかも。
reason why the land is cursed is due to some shit the royal family did. Royal diaries?
はい、お城には歴史的に価値のある古い本や歴代の王族が示した手記などを保管している場所があるんです。
ダメ元で尋ねるが、俺たちがそれを読むことはできるか？
無理ですよ、無理無理。城の書庫にある本は王族以外の閲覧が禁止されてますからね。
Damn, how do we get in?
読みたいならそれこそ城の中にこっそり忍び込むしかないですね。なんちゃって。
Dahut laughed it off like a joke, but we were formulating plans.
さて、それでは、その書庫とやらに侵入する方法をどうにか考えるとしよう。呪いの始まりを知れば解明する方法も自然と導き出されるはずだからね。
お前ならそう言うと思った。
Of course we're breaking in. Why are we not breaking in? Adolfo let a huge sigh at Anku's proposal after we shared the information. How can I put this? I met you earlier than Adolfo did, but it looks like he understands you much better than I do. I guess I feel a bit left out now since you two seem like real brothers. I was a little jealous about Adolfo's and Anku's
おぞ
relationship.
ましいことを言わないでくれたまえ、姫君。
Relationship.
散々振り回されてきたから嫌でも察しただけだ。
They really did seem to get along well.
その前にもう一度確認するが、呪いの元凶はリコリス・ノワージュではない。
No,
それは確
the
かにな。
actual soil, the actual earth below them is toxic. The flowers just absorb it. Even the Lycoris Nuages, Anku's relationship with Eve's family. Adolfo asked his question to make sure the promise Anku made with Eve's family long ago.
ああ、何度問うてくれても構わないよ。
Hearing that Anku's reply wasn't disrupted, Adolfo seemed to relax a little. More surprising was that, despite his initial dismay, Adolfo wasn't opposed to Anku's proposal. As for me, I was stunned by the idea that anyone would think of breaking into the heart of the country.
慎重が過ぎる君のことだから、もう反対するかと思っていたよ。
当たり前だ。王族の懐に侵入するなんて、捕まれば罰どころか即極刑だろうからな。
ではなぜ？
俺だってこいつに普通の人間としての幸福をつかませたい。それを叶えるためならどんな危険にだって挑んでやる。
No. Adolfo. He gently rested his hand on my head and began to rub my hair. His gentle touch strengthened my resolve, which was still trying to grasp at reality. But the wall we needed to overcome couldn't be climbed on resolve alone. The castle of the royal family was connected to the institute. Oh yeah, Reeve Poor family. The rulers of our shell. They have lived for many years through lighter technology, but their tyranny has earned them a poor reputation among their subjects. They often keep to themselves in the castle that is connected to the institute, and rarely make any public appearances. So much so that literally none of them have character portraits. Despite seemingly being the big bad of the fucking game. We needed to figure out how to sneak past the Institute's security as well as the Royal Guard.
アンク、お前の不可思議な術とやらで俺たちの気配を消すことはできないのか？
Mm. When you disappeared from the Lycris field, you used smoke and a storm of flowers, so maybe you can...
残念ながら人の世に合わせて形を取るため力の大半は冥界に置いてきてしまってね。自分だけならばまだしも他人姫君たちの姿を隠すのはいささか骨が折れる。
要するに役立たずということか。
有事の際彼女の盾ぐらいにはなれるがね。仮にかばったら一撃で死んでしまう貧弱などこかの誰かとは違って。
I completely forgot. I can't rely on Anku to fulfill the contract on my own, so we'll figure out some other way. Seeing Adolfo's eyes darken, I hardly did my best to change the subject. I was thinking that at least maybe we could get through the Institute if we're able to make up a good reason, but from there to the castle was the real problem. We'll have to somehow get past the Institute's security and the Royal Guard. Three of us sighed wearily.
"ひとまず研究所の周囲を軽く探ってみるか。中を通らなくても城に侵入できる他のルートが見つかるかもしれない。
Later that night, leaving Anku behind, the two of us went to the Institute to explore the area. We gazed out of the facility from a distance to avoid suspicion from the guards.
うっすらと明かりがついているな。ここの連中はこんな夜中でも研究してるのか。
The Reliva waiting list must be pretty long. Maybe the researchers have to work around the clock.
眠らない施設ってことか。ますます侵入するには厄介だな。
I'm getting sleepy. I keep nodding off. I'll keep going for a little bit longer, though. We took a walk around and scoped out the area, hoping to find an alternative route, but...
塀や城の壁に穴の一つも開いてればと思ったが、そう都合よくはいかないか。
Then that means we'll need to go through the Institute, right? Adolfo nodded in agreement. But even if you tried to get in by submitting applications to become Relivers, it was unlikely that they would let us roam freely.
最低一人は研究所を自由に行き来できる協力者が必要だな。
As Adolph and I pondered what to do.
貴様らこんなところで何をしている
One of the brawny guards standing at the institute gate came towards us with long strides. We had stood sufficiently far away to avoid suspicion, but it didn't take long for me to realize how they had spotted us so easily. I'm sorry, Adolpha. I think it's because of my hair. The street lamps must have reflected the gold in my hair.
そうか。だがまあ、まだ何もやましいことなんてしてねえんだ。変。
Okay. After I whispering, the guard came up walking in front of Adolpha and looked down at me.
一般人がこんな夜間になぜこんな場所を徘徊している
We're arguing about becoming relivers. I want to, but he doesn't. Easy.
息抜きがてらの散歩だ。
Adolpha replied without any fear
ク
whatsoever.
ーネの一般人がわざわざセルネボルまでか
近いうちにリライバーになる予定がある。当日現場になる研究所をなんとなく見に来たくなった。
Based on Adolpha's age and the fact that he didn't have a reliver mark on his skin, the guard seemed to be convinced.
ではそちらの娘は見たところまだリライバー化の適正年齢ではないだろう
Oh. I'm his guarantor. Huh? Oh well. I signed his reliver pact as the guarantor. I wanted to take a walk with him since there's no telling when he might pass away.
そうかけなげなことだなリライバー化すればそんな関係完全に消え失せるというのに
Disappear. I wondered if he was referring to the overflow of memory that couldn't be transferred during the process. Completely disappear? Unlike romantic feelings, familial love still has the potential to remain. No, but he has romantic feelings.
疑ってすまないな最近あらゆる区域で物騒な事件が起きているものだから研究所の警備も厳重になっているんだ
I'm sorry, we should have taken a walk elsewhere. It was obvious that the unrest he was referring to would be the deaths occurring in Kuin and Chittis. The district guards were already diligent to begin with. If security was even tighter, getting inside right now was probably impossible. Not wanting my disappointment to show on my face, I lightly tugged on Adolpha's clothes. We shouldn't keep bothering him while he's working. Maybe we should go back home, Adolpha. Just as we were about to leave, we heard a familiar sound from the guard's pocket.
はいこちら正門ねはかしこまりましたすぐに案内いたします
Uh-oh. Oh no! Did Sheehan fucking see us from the window?
Oi, 待てそこの二人
Huh?
話は終わったんじゃないのか。
When Adolpha and I were stopped, we both turned around to hear a familiar voice coming from the guard's transmitter.
あ、その声やっぱりセレスさんとアドルフさんですよね。
Oh, Dahut, thank fuck, it's not. I'm so glad it's you and not Sheehan. Because, like, if Sheehan had spotted us, that's probably not great. But, if it's Dahut, we're fine.
同じ日に2回も会えるなんて嬉しいです。これから僕休憩なんで、よかったら深夜のお茶会でもしませんか？
But of course, right, Dahut's smart. If he's seen us from the outside, he probably knows why we're here. He's smart enough to know that, to realize it. The night sky darkened to reach stopped short of the country's guiding star, toward which Dahut's innocent voice happily beckoned us.
ようこそリライバーを生産するこの国唯一無二の機関へ。お二人はまだうちの設備を見たことないですよね。なので特別に見学させてあげちゃいます。どう？
Yeah, I haven't made any I haven't picked any options that give Anku affection yet. It's all been for Adolpha. He issued us passes right away and led us to one of the reliable laboratories. As I looked down in awe, Dahut set down a plate of cookies on top of an important-looking device without second thought. Thank you for inviting us in. But how did you know where we were?
それはほら、正門に設置されてる防犯システムから流れてくる映像にお二人がちらっと映ってたので。
A strange panel of light appeared with a snap of Dahut's fingers and displayed the scene outside their facility. That's amazing. It's like magic. Was everything here created through science and technology?
ふっふん。もちろんです。研究所の端から端まで。
My phone died. No. Okay. Well. I guess I'm just gonna stay in the corner like that for now. My phone fully died. I thought, oops. Okay. I'm just gonna look cute in the corner for now then. I thought it was on charge. It was not on charge. Oops. It completely just died of battery. It's okay, this isn't the first time this has happened to me. I'm just gonna stand there, sit there, breathing in the corner.
所長こと神に愛された天才シアン・ブロフィワーズさんが自らの手で生み出した技術ですとも。けどあいにくそのシアンさんは長らく不在でして、戻ってきてればお二人にも紹介できたんですけどね。
So that's the thing though. Out doing what? Dahut's oversized white lab coat swayed as his shoulders slumped. He looked so young when we met him at the hospital, but now... Seeing him in his lab coat, manipulating unknown technology with ease, was a sight to behold. It was more than enough proof that he was a respected scientist with the power to control the life itself. He went on to explain what a server was and how relivers were created, as well as the other processes involved as he showed us around.
それでお二人とも一体何をしにこの研究所へ？
ただの散歩だとさっき説明しただろ。
Oh, come on, Adolpha. He's smarter than that.
Ah, 嫌ですね。まるで泥棒みたいに研究所の周囲をこそこそ回るのが一般的なお散歩なんですか？
Yeah, Dahut's too smart for that. He snapped his fingers again. Suddenly, images surrounded us on all sides. Each of them showed Adolpha and me looking around the institute and staring up at the castle. He was watching us the whole time? We obviously weren't vigilant enough, since we didn't expect such a surveillance system to ever exist. Adolpha's eyes went sharp. He then moved in front of me to protect me from the young, smiling man. But Dahut didn't budge a bit, even with Adolpha glaring at him.
そう警戒しないでくださいってば。ナディアの大事なお友達を捕まえたりしませんよ。
No, Dahut will be on our side.
この研究所に忍び込もうだなんて大胆なことを考える人、久しぶりに見たので、理由が気になっただけです。
We want the archives.
お二人の性格や立場を考えるに、ここの研究成果が欲しいわけではないですよね。
Well, Dahut did say he wouldn't arrest us, but he was still the deputy director. All it would take is one call from the guards to have us detained as criminals.
これは下手にごまかす方が危険だな。
Adolfo gave a sigh of compliance and then slowly lowered his hand from the sword's hilt. I agreed with what he said. Based on our conversation from earlier, Dahut could be the help we needed. Adolfo? Dahut knew we had no chance of breaking in. Despite being a reliver himself, he became friends with that young girl who was trying to live and die as a normal human being. If we can't lie, then maybe we should tell him everything.
奇遇だな。俺もちょうどそう思っていた。
We wanted to entrust our hopes to him. We wanted to find a way to get rid of death's curse, so that people could live full lives. In order to do that, we needed to somehow find a way into the castle to gather clues to lead the way. We omitted Anku's existence from our explanation, since his unscientific nature would likely result in the guards arresting us. Dahut listened thoughtfully to our reasoning as he munched on some cookies we had next to him.
いいですよ。別に協力しても。
Dahut, I love you.
は？
Just like that? Really? He responded so casually that we couldn't believe our ears for a second. Are you really sure?
いや、勘違いしてる人が多いんですが、もともとこの研究所って
It just
呪
lost
いの
its way
正
a
体
little
を
bit.
暴くためにシアンさん
But
が
that's
設
still a
立
goal
し
of
たも
it.
のなんです。けど手がかり一つつかめないものですから、いつの間にか研究内容は呪いを暴くから耐えるに変わってしまって。
Oh, there we go. Let's just do this. There you go. Cornered in. But we couldn't find anything, so we started shifting our efforts from understanding the curse to surviving it. By surviving, do you mean that you're creating stronger relievers? Dahut nodded in response.
他にも結構呪いを解こうとする人たちはいたんですよ。初代教祖さんが呪いの解明のために設立したエクソシスト教団も彼女が亡くなってから反リライバーに傾倒してしまったし、あとは数十年前にいた女王様が呪いの解明に尽力していたとか聞きましたけど、すでに亡くなっているとか。
So at least one member of the royal family was not evil, but yeah, she probably passed away before reliver technology was finalized. Everyone who had tried to face death had nothing to show for it. The exception was the Institute, whose research efforts branched off from its initial mission.
まあ要するに呪いに屈しつつあるんです。僕たちも国民も今の王家も。
I feel like there's shit in the royal library that no one knows about, and you know, I just don't trust it. I feel like the royal family did something to fuck
まだ
up.
戦う意志があるかもですが、たった一人ではどうにも。
Dahut gave a
本
shrug.
来の目的のことを考えると、皆さんに協力するのは研究者として何もおかしいことじゃないんです。
だとしても即決しすぎだ。お前にも立場ってもんがあるだろう。
He's right. If someone finds out you're helping us, who knows what kind of punishment you would...
お気遣いどうもです。でも、本当に呪いが解けるのなら、 どんな処分もどんとこいですよ。とはいえ僕もお二人のお手伝いをするだけで
Mm.
呪いが打破できるとは思ってません。そんな簡単な問題ならシアンさんがとっくに解決しているはずですから。
No, I still doubt that because I'm not sure if Shein would have been allowed into the restricted section of the Royal Library. Then why are you going to help
純
us?
粋なる知的好奇心ですかね。ずーっとメモリーの研究ばかりで呪いに関してはノータッチでしたから。それとナディアと出会ったせいか、
Hmm.
ちょっと呪いに対する価値観が変わってしまって、少しでも状況がいい方向に動くなら協力します。その代わり今後も依頼抜きでナディアと仲良くしてあげてほしいです。
Of course. It was a lot of fun chatting with her today. Once the curse is gone, I'd love to become real friends with her.
素敵な目標ですね。で、確かお城の書庫へと入りたいんでしたっけ？
ああ、まずはそこで呪いの歴史についてたどりたい。
Dahut quickly waved his hands over the screen in response. I had no idea what he was doing, but it looked like he was using the screen as some sort of schedule planner.
では、僕が侵入する方法を考えておきますので、そうですね。2日後を目安に、そちらでも準備をしておいてください。
わかった。協力感謝する。だが、万が一にも何かあった時は、迷わず俺たちを切り捨てろよ。
わかりました。でも僕のことよりも、自分のことを心配した方がいいのでは？見たところアドルフさんも、かなり寿命が近いようですし、大事な妹さんを置いていく前に、呪いが解けたらいいですね。
そうだな。
I don't know. I think the twist with Adolfo is going to be that the curse isn't affecting him at all. Because we've literally seen no signs of it affecting him. So yeah, I feel like he's immune. And Salome realized that. And that's why she was going to send him to Xian, but she didn't end up doing that. After Dahut said he would assist us, we both headed back to Adolfo's house. Are you sure about this, Adolfo? I still couldn't imagine we were going to be sneaking into the large castle 2 days from now. Still, I'm just being selfish and wanting to lift the curse. It would probably be better if you stayed home. I don't want to drag Adolfo into my mess. But he looked me straight in the eye.
ここまで来たらとことん付き合う。お前の望みは俺の望みでもあるからな。
We stopped near a waterway, reflecting the stars, and Adolfo looked at me with clear eyes.
だが、今さら遅すぎるな。俺はもっと早く。
Or is it going to be
お前
like
と共に
Lucas,
この
where
願いを抱くべきだ
he
った。
can hide the effects of the curse much better than anyone else can?
でははっきり言わせてもらおう。彼女が人々の死を招くことに絶望していると知っていたくせに、 守るだけの騎士役で満足し、現状を変えようともしない役立たずの男が、彼女の守護者を気取るとは、肩払いたい。
アンクーにそう言われた時、心底腹が立つと同時に、その全てが正論だと気づいて、自分自身を殴ってやりたい衝動に駆られた。本当にお前のことを思うなら、お前が死神じゃない証拠を探し、徹底的に否定してやればよかったんだ。
But you always protected me, Adolpha.
しただけだ。それ以外のことは何もしてない。お前は死神じゃない。俺の妹だと。そんな綺麗事を口にするだけで、お前につきまとう不幸そのものを振り払おうとしなかった。そうだ。きっとお前のせいだ。本来なら俺は今ここで死ぬはずだったんだ。なのにお前のような死神が現れたから俺の運命が狂ったんだ。
Oh, what? I thought it would be enough to say that she's a normal person, not death. But I didn't take any real action to address the source of her misery. So I bet it's all your fault. I was supposed to die here and now, then death appeared. You're the one who messed up my fate.
かつて他でもない俺自身がお前を死神と
Oh,
罵っ
is
た
that
く
how
せ
they
にな。
first met?
白々しいにも程がある。
Adolpha chuckled scornfully. That only happened once. And you weren't your usual self then either.
どんな理由
We're
が
not
あろうと
gonna...
お前を非人
Are we
間
not
扱
gonna
いし
see
た
the
罪
full
が
CG yet?
消えてなくなることはない。
I could see the pain in Adolpha's expression. For some reason it didn't make me sad, but... Was trying to protect me a way for you to atone for that day? Or is it just because you're older than me? I felt a little angry.
それは
No, right? Adolpha, you're not the type to treat people nicely for no reason. In order to stop Adolpha from blaming himself, I took his right hand and held it. Let's see, where should I start? If I really wanted to change the situation I was in, then I should have been the one to take action. But I made the choice to do nothing. All I did was act like a victim. You didn't do anything wrong, Adolpha. On the contrary, you're the very reason I want to live.
希望
Yes. Adolpha, you know that I have a tendency to think the worst, to feel powerless to do anything. But there's one thing I'm confident about. Just like when we were little, I held his hands in both of mine, noticing how much it had grown. Is that you have always cared for me, from the bottom of your heart. I had hated myself nearly all my life, so I knew it wasn't my own ego telling me lies about Adolpha's feelings. I could feel his hand shaking. You're strong and kind. You saw me as a precious member of your family. That makes me happier than anything. I've thought about killing myself so many times, but I could never do it because I didn't want to sadden you or Mother. You're the very person who kept me here in this world until that night when I finally decided to end my life in the Lycris field. So please, don't say anything bad about the brother I'm so proud of. Don't treat yourself like this. I somehow mustered the strength to express my honest feelings through my embarrassment.
やめろ。
I don't think of you as a brother. Stop bro-zoning me.
お前にそんなことを言われる資格はない。
Because he have lovey feelings. He has lovey feelings for you. Not bro feelings. He has lovey feelings. He looked at me with pain in his eyes. Adolpha? Adolpha slowly removed his hands from mine and took a step back.
セレス、俺は出会った時からずっとお前をひどい嘘で騙し続けてる。
What have you been lying?
お前を救おうとしなかったのはきっとその嘘を隠し通すための自己保身が働いてたからで。
The only reason I didn't try to save you was because I was hiding the truth? Hiding the truth for your own sake? Adolpha's eyes shook with anxiety.
お前は俺の命を守るために呪いに挑むとそう言っていたな。だが本当は
He's immune, right? He's immune.
お前がそんなことをする必要なんて。
Yeah, you don't need to do that. He's immune. Huh? I had no idea why he would say such a thing. Why would I not fight the curse? Adolpha's life was going to end soon. What are you talking about? It can't just be that you've decided to become a reliver after all. Adolpha quietly responded by shaking his head at my confused question.
悪い。今はこれ以上話せない。
Either that or he's already a reliver and just lied about being human. But then again, you'd see his mark somewhere, right? Unless it's a place where he can hide easily.
だが俺のついている嘘はお前への最低な裏切りも同然だ。
But then again, if it's just that he was... If it is just... But then again, he's making such a big deal out of it that if it was just that, oh, I'm immune to the curse, like, hiding that from people makes sense in this world, because if people found out that someone was immune to the curse, he would be taken in and researched on. Like Shien, if upon finding out that someone is immune, would absolutely take them and do horrible, inhumane experiments on them to try and figure out why, how, and to like use them to make, like, he would be a lab rat. So like it makes so much sense to hide the fact that he's immune, but he's making such a big deal out of it that like my deception's no different from betraying you. Then it's got to be something else. Like, yes, he's immune to the curse, but there's got to be something else. There's some other part of it. There's some other side part that's also... It's got to be something else. Is he immune to the curse because he's the source? Is he death reincarnated? Because we know Ceres has the effect of the curse, right? She has this miasma around her because she was born in the Lycris field, and because she was born there, her newborn baby genes kind of melded with the flowers. She's essentially a walking Lycris flower. She's absorbing it and she can expel it like the flowers can. So is he the source of the curse? He went on to say that he was too scared to see what would happen. Adolfo mumbled with remorse and an expression of guilt. I'd never seen Adolfo in so much pain before. I couldn't even guess what Adolfo had been lying to me about, but if it was making him suffer, I wanted him to tell me everything. He had been supporting me all this time, so now it's my turn to support him. Adolfo! No matter what, he was my dear brother, nothing would ever change that. Before I could tell him so.
いいか、お前は。こんな裏切り者のことなんて構わず。あくまで自分自身の幸福のために呪いを解くことを考えろ。
No, motherfucker, I want to know what your deal is. What are you lying about? Fucking tell me.
俺はお前が23の時を超え、普通の女として幸せになる姿を見れれば。
Okay, yeah, that would be great, but I don't give a shit about it right now. Tell me what your secret is, motherfucker. With that, Adolfo turned his back to me and began walking. Still sensing his sadness, I followed a few steps behind him. I wanted to call out his name again, but I just couldn't. I had known him long enough to understand he didn't want to be spoken to right now, even if he didn't say so in words. Why did he tell me all this? I was finally able to tell him what I wanted, that I wanted him to be by my side. Maybe he didn't understand how I felt. No, that couldn't be it. I was sure Adolfo understood my feelings well enough. Then it came to the realization that no matter what my feelings were, he decided he wasn't needed in my life. Bitch. Fuck. Later. While waiting for Dahut to contact us, we began preparing for what we'd do once we got into the castle. I'm guessing Anku knows, though. I'm guessing Anku knows what the deal is, and that's why he's like, I don't like you, you suck. Adolfo adjusted his course schedule to ensure his shifts wouldn't overlap with the mission. I went to see Mother to let her know I was fine, hoping that she would keep her from making any surprise visits to Adolfo's house. Adolfo also taught me some basic self-defense and went over an escape plan in case things went wrong. Damn. 2 days passed in the blink of an eye. We were in the laboratory with Dahut. Wait, what? Stupid Discord on my phone app's not loading anything. New D&D came in. I'm excited. Okay. We're in the laboratory with... Sorry. Dungeons and Dragons things is distracting me. We're in the laboratory with Dahut and no one else. We were being told the plan on getting inside the castle. The plan he proposed to us was surprisingly simple.
ちょうど今夜、僕は不在のシアンさんに代わり、王族の皆さんに呼び出されてます。なのでお二人には僕の部下を装って堂々と真正面からお城に入ってもらいます。ただし王族との謁見は僕だけに限られるでしょうから、そこで別れ別行動を取りましょう。万が一途中で誰かに見つかっても、新人だから道に迷ったってギリギリごまかせるかもしれませんからね。
That should work, maybe, probably. The extravagant castle where the royal family lived was connected to the institute. It was where an ancient bloodline lived alongside technology of the future. The corridor connecting the two structures was heavily guarded with both the Institute guards and Royal Guard. The impossible break-in was accomplished with a couple of lab coats and a pair of passes from Dahut. We finally took a step inside the castle when...
これはダハト殿。こんな夜分にお呼び立てしたというのに、快く応じてくださるとは。
Yeah, like, these assholes don't even have fucking character portraits, so how important could they actually be?
所長でありながら、この緊急時に無責任にも研究所を開ける思案とは大違いだ。
I'm wondering if the final boss then, well, final boss quote unquote, not like there is a boss fight, but like, you know, the final bad guy is even a member of the royal family.
どうも。
A man wearing lavish clothes appeared to greet Dahut at the entrance.
例の話について考えてはいただけただろうか。あなたにとっても悪い話ではないと思うのだが。
それはまたおいおいで。こんな場所でおしゃべりする内容じゃありませんし。
The man, who appeared to be a member of the royal family, apparently didn't notice us since he was busy praising Dahut. Witnessing these obvious attempts at flattery made Adolphus' eyes grow colder by the second. Dahut and the man continued speaking as we quietly followed from behind until we arrived at a large passage leading to the audience room. Both corridors left and right paused at dimly lit corners, the path beyond them uncertain. Just then Dahut straightened out his lab coat with slightly exaggerated motions. He was telling us to go. He pointed his thumb to the right as he fixed his collar. The two of us looked at each other and then quickly backed away toward the right corridor, so he knew that we understood. After making sure the coast was clear, we proceeded quietly down the corridor.
噂には聞いていたが、王族がそこまで情けないとはな。
I had to agree with Adolphus' criticism.
まったくだ。同じ王族でもかの女王とは大違いだね。
Oh right, yeah, because Anku can hide himself, but he can't hide us.
仮に呪いが解けたとして、国の舵取りたる王族があれでは、アルペシェールの未来は絶望的だ。
I remember having a theory that Mother Salome was one of the royal family members. But then that kind of got disproved. Well, at least I thought it was. I thought it got disproved in her route, in Eve's route, where she was so very kill the royal family, because obviously that would include herself. But I'm wondering if she is the queen that was so anti-Reliver, like wanting to find the curse, but she passed away, quote unquote, and then she hid herself as Salome. That's a theory I am putting on the shelf. Isn't that a little harsh? Wait, Anku? When did you... I somehow kept myself from shouting when he appeared to my left with a smile.
お前、今回も家で待っているんじゃなかったのか。
欲望と思惑あふれる福間殿にか弱い姫君を一人送るはずがないだろう。
Thane appeared on Adolphus' temple, the insinuation that he was of no use. Adolphus glared at Anku in the same manner, and had grown accustomed to. That night, Adolphus looked serious when he told me that he was lying to me. That night, Adolphus looked serious when he told me that he was lying to me, and we walked the rest of the way in silence. I spent a whole night wondering what I could say or how I should approach him, but the next day he simply said good morning as usual with a hint of a smile. It felt as though he was trying to tell me to forget about what happened that night. Since I wasn't sure what to say, I decided to interact with him in the same way as always. I was glad things were fine between us, but I also felt a little sad he didn't tell me the secret he'd been keeping. I thought about the many things that had happened. As I thought about the many things that had happened, we finally arrived at the library. Moisturizer on that dry spot on my leg again. We kept the conversation to a minimum. We kept the conversation to a minimum, navigating the layout of the map Dahut drew for us. We found a member of the royal guard in the front of the entrance with a weapon in hand. That must be it. The soldier was there to protect whatever was inside, but judging by his bored yawn, it seemed intruders were rare. As planned, I hid behind the shadows in one of the large pillars. Now. I tossed a small rock I'd picked up outside into the middle of the hall.
なんだ
Hearing the small sound, the soldier came towards us to investigate. He bent down to pick up the small stone that caused the sound. In the next moment, two shadows came down upon the soldier. Adolph and Anku quickly restrained him and dragged him behind the pillar. Anku pinned the man down while Adolph choked him until he fell unconscious. Adolph and Anku then bound and gagged the soldier before tossing him into another room. The two returned, and in Adolph's hand was a small key to open the door to the
待たせ
archive.
たな。
これで心置きなく書庫の中を調べることができるはずだ。
I see. Thank you. Their perfect cooperation while working together was a little scary. Adolph unlocked the old door and we all pushed it open. The moment we stepped inside, we were greeted by a unique smell of old books and papers. So these are the royal family archives. Look at all these boxes. Perhaps feeling burdened by the lab coat, Adolpha took off before looking around the room, and I did the same.
これは呪いの情報を探すにも苦労しそうだ。
時間がない。手分けして探すぞ。俺とアンクーは歴史書を探る。お前は歴代の王族の手記を当たってくれ。
Right, got it. With that, we each began searching through the collection of books. The diaries contained details about the extravagant lives of the royal family. I was left speechless just by reading them. They felt envy and hatred towards Xian, who was revered by the people and wielded substantial power throughout Arpachel. They expressed hatred toward the Nawaj family for protecting the Lycaris, and detailed schemes that they plotted against them. The Nawaj family? I've never heard of them before, but isn't Eve's family guarding the Lycarises? The diaries blamed the family guarding misfortune for stealing land that should belong to the royals. Xian saved this country, and Eve's family grew Lycarises to protect this country from the curse, and for them to be so despised. I slowly closed the diary I was reading after feeling sickened by the detailed information about planning their assassinations.
姫君、調子はいかがかな
Out of nowhere, he poked my cheek, making me drop the diary.
すまないね。君の愛らしい横顔を見ていたらつい。だが、私に抗議する元気が残っているようで安心したよ。
Was it? Please, you have to stop appearing next to me so silently. Huh?
数日前からやや気落ちしているように見えた。あの男と何かあったのかい
My heart suddenly jumped. He had to be talking about Adolpha, who was currently searching through another bookshelf. Anku, Did you read my mind with your powers?
読み取らずともわかるさ。君は考えていることがそのまま顔に出やすい。それで、何があったんだい？私でよければ話を聞くよ。
Oh, we are telling him what happened. Yep, tell him what happened. And that got us more points with Adolfo, apparently. His voice. It sounded nothing like when we first met, but was instead gentle and caring, so I decided to tell him what happened. Well, as I continued flipping through the diaries, I confided in him what Adolfo told me 2 nights ago. After hearing me out, Anku shrugged in response.
嘘か。やれやれ。打ち明ける度胸がないのならいっそ何も言わずに隠し通せばいいものを。心苦しくなってついこぼしてしまったといったところかな。
I shook my head so he wouldn't blame Adolfo. It's not that I'm upset that he's keeping a secret from me. It's just that I'm finding out that I really don't know Adolfo like I thought I did.
わからない？
I took a breath and continued. Adolfo sometimes says things in a way that implies he's not a part of my life. Live, be happy. Those words should bring me joy, but something was amiss. I want to live with you. I want to be happy with you. Why didn't he ever add himself to the picture? He keeps telling me that I'm family, but he speaks like some sort of outsider. It's as though he's acting like we live in different worlds. It's an awful feeling.
部外者か。言えて妙だね。さすがにそのあたりはわきまえているというべきか。
Huh?
いや、こちらの話だ。すまないが姫君。
No, yeah.
この
Anku
件に
knows
関
what's
して
up.
私は何も助
I
言
think
でき
Anku
ない。
knows exactly what's up and why Adolfo's acting this way, but he can't really say.
何せあの男自身、君にとってどんな役割でありたいのか、未だに心が定まっていないようだからね。故に願望と自制の板挟みで半端な態度をとってしまうのだろうさ。
Hmm? To me, Adolfo was a real, genuine brother who didn't need to be connected to me by blood. The fact that Adolfo always referred to me as his sister is what kept me alive all those years. It was the kind of relationship I assumed that would continue forever. But did Adolfo see things differently? It was sad to consider that a possibility, but it did explain why he sometimes kept his distance from me.
君はあの男を異性として好いているのかい？
Yeah, that's the thing, right? He's like, he likes her romantically and has never really seen her as his sister. But yeah, he's always seen her. He's probably always seen her romantically and has not really considered her family in the sense of being a sibling, but because that's what Cerez seemed to gravitate towards, he was like, okay, I don't see you that way, but if it makes you happy, he ran along with it. But now it's starting to cause problems because, like, he loves her romantically. He doesn't really see her as familially, but she's, yeah, they're, yeah. Did I feel that pressure? Oh, I wasn't reading that. I wasn't sure how to respond to her straightforward question. Opposite sex? Did I feel that precious, fleeting emotion that would be lost when becoming a reliver? Did Adolpha feel that emotion toward me? No. Was that how I feel towards Adolpha? I placed my hand on my chest and thought deeply to tap into my emotions. But all I could feel was my anxious heartbeat. My heart wasn't singing a tune of sweet, poetic love like one would expect. I know that Adolpha is much more than a foster brother to me, but I'm not sure if it's that kind of love. It might have to do with me seeing him as family for such a long time. But regardless of our relationship, Adolpha is definitely someone special to me.
特別
The people of this country all die when they reach 23. Even if they opt to revive as relivers, they still lose precious emotions they may have nurtured until then. It's considered normal in this country, but I finally realized how scary it was when I applied that concept to Adolpha. I knew very well how twisted our lifespans in this country were, but I blindly believed that the futures of those dear to me would continue forever without any threat of death. I saw them as if they were part of a story. So in that sense, maybe I had been subconsciously hoping that he was special. And it's gonna turn out he is, right? He's gonna be immune to the curse. That night, when Adolpha told me he had no intention of becoming a reliver, imagining a future where he feels the pain of the curse's symptoms made my heart feel like it was being torn apart. I was sure that feeling struck me then was despair. I know this is a horrible thing to say, but the thought of him suffering feels worse than the thought of anyone else suffering. It feels so much worse. Back then I raised my voice without any concern for the sins I'd committed. I shouted that I didn't want him to leave me. I don't know whether this feeling is familial love or romantic love, but I do know that Adolpha is someone special. Someone I don't want to see leave me behind. That much I know for sure.
そうか。あの男が相手というのは気に食わないが、それが君の絶望に立ち向かう糧となるなら、その思いを大事にするといい。
I will. Thank you very much, Anku. I feel better now I've talked about it. I have no clue how Adolphus sees me, or how he feels about me, but I'll do my best so that he can understand he's someone special in my life. Although I thanked him for his help, Anku suddenly looked displeased. But I want to be special in your life. Damn it. Get in line, Anku. Get in line.
私個人としては、あんな男よりも君の守護者としてふさわ
Which
し
would
い
be
男
me.
が他にいると思うのだが。
Is it you? Is it you? I smiled, expecting him to nod in response like he usually did,
い
but
や、そんな名誉を賜る資格。私はとうの昔に
it's
失っ
Eve,
てい
right?
る。
I'm pretty sure he's... From what I remember of his, like, narration over all the different routes, he's most in favor of Eve. I'm pretty sure that's who Anku picked. Anku is definitely pro-Eve.
死の番人などと名乗っているが、私はあの男の言う通り、肝心な時に役に立たない男だからね。
Hmm. Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's implied that Anku is very much shipping Eve and Ceres. His crimson eyes reflected my shock. He looked somewhat forlorn as he whispered. I was worried about Anku's reaction earlier, but I decided to continue reading the diaries. A few minutes later, we were at a loss, having found no useful information despite the shelves of books around us.
分かってはいたが、量が多すぎてキリがないな。ダハトとの合流を考えると、出直しも検討すべきかもしれねえな。
姫君、君も少し休憩すべきだ。細かい文字ばかりを見ていたせいで、瞳が傷んできただろ。
I mean, how often do people come in here? Can we just hide? No, I'm still okay. I just finished checking this shelf, so next I'll... Just as I moved a bit deeper into the room to look at another bookshelf. Huh? Oh. That's the Reliver symbol, isn't it? Suddenly, in front of me was a breathtaking emblem of light. Surprised, I instinctively jumped back and... Here we go. A few seconds later, the floor in front of me split open to reveal a passage underground. That was surprising. There are hidden stairs?
みてえだな。なんでお前が通りかかった途端に開いたんだ？
I mean, did anyone else go near this area? Is it the first time we've hit it here? I don't know. Maybe it was an accident? I didn't even touch the light that appeared just now. Anku looked down the stairwell leading underground.
いかにも何かあるといった空気だ。この場で優雅に読書を続けたところで得られるものはおそらくなし。思い切って下へと降りてみ
I
る
mean, worst comes to worst, it's a good escape plan. Adolfo and I both nodded quietly at Anku's suggestion. I snuck a candle that I brought with me on a candlestick holder and lit it up to help us down the stairs. We made our way down to the depths of the darkness with the utmost care until we finally arrived at the rusty door. Oh, even more secret archives! Beyond it was an abandoned room in ruins. What is this place?
さっきまでいた書庫と比べるとひどいありさまだね。
Anku leisurely picked up one of the books from the floor.
これは。どうやら私たちはとんでもない宝の山を見つけてしまったようだ。
何が書いてある？
I moved a candlestick closer to shed light on the words. Oh. It's an age list. With the effects of the curse of death?
こっちの本にも似たようなことが書いてある。協力者としてシアン・ブロフィワーズの名前も載ってるな。
Oh, is this the initial research into Reliver stuff?
どうやらここは呪いの正体を調査するための個人的な研究室のようだ。
Before they kind of gave up. What luck, the information we've been searching for seemed to be in this very room. But I wonder why the room was kept hidden like this. Whoever was researching the curse would have worked with the Institute. As the thought came to mind, I noted a single book left alone on the top of a broken table. Oh, is this Salome's secret room from when she was working here? It must have been used often, as it was showing more wear and tear compared to the other books. It was so worn, I thought it might fall apart if it slipped out of my hands. I looked carefully to see the author of the diary, and had their name written inside. Christine Reeve Pure? Yeah, the queen, right? This is probably the queen. The name, Reeve Pure, meant this person was a member of the royal family. I'd never heard of her name before. I carefully turned the worn page. Hatred. Hate. I hate death, who cursed this land and continues to send the souls of our people into Hades. But the true sin is that you should be hated. Yep. I think I'm right. I think Salome is the queen that everyone thinks is dead. She's a member of the royal family that everyone thinks dead and she hates them. Are the ones who turn their backs on their people for their own good, using the curse and the god fighting it to fatten their bellies. The true sinners are the Arpachel royal family. One day I will deliver justice to those evildoers who are connected to me only by blood. I felt her powerful emotions from the fading words. Hearing me gasp, Adolfo and Anku peeked into the diary from both sides. My name is Christine Reeve Pure. When my brother, the precious king, passed away, I succeeded the throne at 18, becoming the reigning queen of Arpachel. I am also a woman who detests the curse of death more than anyone in this country. A nation is built by its people. A king should not subjugate them. A king must appreciate their labor and show his gratitude by being their guardian. I wed my husband when I was 19, and governing according to my cousin's teachings. The royal family only thought of themselves and sought to fulfill their greed, but he was different. The curse of death led people to die at 23. The only way to escape from it is through Reliver technology, the miracle created by the god Shien Briofes. His technology was vastly innovative and already established when I succeeded the throne. Okay, so less than 60 years ago. My brother was already abusing Reliver technology for his own gain, along with the rest of my family. They offered support to the Institute so that they could wield control over our people's lives. They oppressed everyone apart from the researchers doing their bidding. They threatened to take away their Reliver rights. They did every detestable thing imaginable, provided it was just short of offending Cien Brophies. They enacted punitive tax rates and demanded extortive fees to become relivers, under the guise of supporting the Institute. The heavy tax created the slums, and despite witnessing the poverty and hunger, they continued to indulge in luxury. But the worst they have done is unthinkable. Oh shit! They began killing the homeless and those without families so that the bodies could be used for research, something Sheehan did not desire. In the end, those murders were in vain, as Sheehan scoffed at the meaningless sacrifices laid at his feet, not wanting any part of it. 3 years after taking the throne, I took action out of concern for the situation. I rewrote the laws related to relivers and gave jobs to the impoverished who were in danger of having no future apart from death. We can't fully depend on this technology. As long as the reliver manufacturing process is limited, there will always be lives left behind. Therefore, in order to save the people, it is the royal family's duty to take immediate action to investigate and lift the cause of death. I issued the statement to my own family. Those who had become disgusted with the royal family's greed came to my side, as well as those who showed loyalty to the crown. Yeah, everything I'm reading is just like, this is absolutely lining up with everything we've learned about Salome so far. But apart from my husband, none in my family supported my ideals. In fact, they began their efforts to stop me from uncovering the truth behind the curse. Sheehan was left to do his research freely, so why couldn't they not grant me the same courtesy? Sensing something ominous, I conducted a secret investigation and discovered the books and diaries hidden in this chamber. Hundreds of years ago, when this country was born, before contact was severed to the outside world, we were cursed by death when a great war occurred that engulfed the entire world. Oh, is this going to tie to World War I or World War II somehow? Is this going to be alternative history, where sometime during World War I or something like World War I, this is England? Like, I mean, island nation. Is this England that's been, like, cut off from the rest of the world or something like that? I don't know. That's spitballing. But, like, it feels very alternative history, something different from World War I or World War II happened, and now we've split off into potential fantasy history. When I brought to light what I had discovered, my family, of my own blood, sent assassins to see my death. Fortunately, I was able to escape with only a scar on my face, which disappeared when I became a reliver to buy time for my research. Is the royal family trying to stop me because they already know the source of the curse? As these doubts lingered in my mind, they continued to pursue me still. I plan on making my escape through the underground passage to meet my supporter at the Lycos field, but my odds of survival are 50-50. I will do what I can to escape, but if they succeed in killing me, they will likely also erase my backup at the Institute, dooming me to a death from which I will never again revive. I will accept that heaven has forsaken me, and admit defeat. My only regret is losing the precious jewel born to me and my husband when I was 20, when my husband was still alive. Yeah, this is Salome. Salome escapes. Blank, my precious son. Ooh. This is Salome. I do think this is Salome. My uncle and his daughter will likely assassinate him will likely assassinate him to clear the way to the throne they have decided for so long. Please, I hope that you will survive. The diary ended with a mother wishing for her son's life to be spared. The royal family might be involved in the curse of death. A chill ran down my spine as the possibility could bring ruin to the entire country. Christine. Christine Rive Pure. I've never heard of her. Have any of you?
いや、俺も初めて聞いた。
同じく。と言いたいところだが、
Hmm.
当時噂程度ならば聞いていた。
噂には聞いていたが、王族がそこまで情けないとはな。
Hmm. Okay.
まったくだ。同じ王族でもかの女王とは大違いだね。
Hmm.
ほら、私がそれとなく告げただろ。王族の中で珍しく全盛を敷く女王がいたと。確かリライバーに関する法律、誓約書などのルールを定めたのも彼女ではなかったかな。
そういえばダードもこの女王らしい存在についてほのめかしていたな。
Christine Rive Pure. A queen who once ruled over our Pashel, she worked to create laws for alive technology such as signing pledges for the benefit of the people. She was killed by the royal family for trying to discover the truth behind the curse of death. I don't think so. I think she survived and she is Salome. Why haven't we heard about someone as important as the queen? She wasn't in any of our lessons.
存在自体は知られていたのだろうさ。だが即位した期間が短い上、時代の王が彼女の功績を台無しにしたことで印象が薄くなったのだろう。
But if relieving technology was already prominent and existing at that point in time, then there's got to be relievers who would have known about her, right? In fact, Yin should know about her, since he was the first one. If Salome isn't the queen, then she should know, because Salome's almost just as old as Yin is. Wanting to know more about this queen, I opened the history book next to me. Christine, found it. She withdrew from the public eye after a horrible wound to her face, and no portraits of her were left behind. It also says she fell ill from a plague that struck during her later years, and passed away with her son, the heir apparent.
実際のところは手記通り、呪いの解明に反対していた連中に親子ともども暗殺されたんだろうな。
That's horrible. I couldn't bring myself to say much more. Oh. I couldn't bring myself to say much more. I was only trying my best to find a way to get rid of the curse so that someone dear to me could have a normal life. But in doing so, I had stepped into a path of unfathomable darkness ahead. The curse of death, or human evil, which was really to blame for the suffering of this country. Well.
これはかつて ある教団を治めていた愚かな女教祖の話。彼女は女神のようだと誰かが言った。高貴かつ聡明。素顔をベールで隠してもなお信徒を魅了する美しさ。
Oh, was maybe okay? Maybe it's not so long. Maybe the queen was the person who started the Society of Exorcists.
ではなぜその女教祖は愚かだと断じられたのか。理由は単純。人を見る目がなかったからだ。いとも簡単に裏切られ、女はまたかと波に飲まれてつぶやいた。
After reading the diary containing the curses and regret of the late queen, we put on our lab coats again and rejoined Dahut, who had just finished his meeting. In the end, we were able to all leave the castle unscathed. Kitty! How are you? If we stayed at the institute, there was a chance the royal guard would come after us, so we ended up returning to Adolphus' house, where we decided to share the information we found with Dahut. I'm good, how's to you? I am the good. I am the hungry, actually, but I thought my Twitch payment would be coming in today. So I was like, yeah, I get to order lunch. I'm gonna have McDonald's or something nice. And I think I was wrong. I think I'm not gonna get my Twitch payment money until like next week. So now I'm sitting here like, oh, okay. No fancy food for me. But it's okay. I think I've got something else. Maybe. Probably. Rip. Yeah, indeed. How's you? Queen Christine succeeded the throne after reliver technology was developed, which was around 60 years ago.
クリスティーヌ女王を暗殺したのも
Of course you are. You're
今
always
即位してい
sleepy.
る彼女
Although,
の
to be
王子
fair,
と
so am I.
その娘だろうな。しかも彼女の功績を丸ごと奪う形でだ。この事実が公になれば民からの反発は免れないだろう。
Unlike the other countries, the population of our Prishel was quite small. Even if they did use reliable rights to force the people to listen, it would only go so far. Oh yeah, of course. I'm not sure how long. I'm probably only going to go. I'm only going to stream for maybe another hour at max. Because yeah, I'm getting sleepy and hungry as well. I miss you too. I'm sorry I haven't been talking to you or Alton as much. But I mean, you guys have been busy with stress and moving, so that's understandable, and so have I, to be honest. I've not been able to do much outside of my own little bubble stuff, and I feel sorry for that. I wouldn't be surprised if Shien chose Shien as the savior and had him lead the revolution to bring down the royal family. But if the royal family found out that we knew about the assassinations and their involvement in the curse, they would probably use every means at their disposal to get rid of us. We needed to keep ourselves well hidden. Dahut, you were alive around them, right? Do you know anything about what she was investigating?
僕当時生身の5歳児だったんですよ。さすがに覚えてないですけど、暗殺に関しては特に驚くことでもないですね。
Oh, okay, so he was quite young back then still.
なぜだ
あの人たち今もシアンさんに暗殺者とか普通に差し向けてきますし。
Yeah, they're trying to kill Cien as well. Wait a minute. Is he alright?
ああ、ご心配なく。毎回本人が弱みを握った上で返り討ちにしてるんで。
I hadn't met Cien before, but I could tell that he was strong both physically and mentally. As if wanting to change the subject, Dahut looked at Anku standing quietly in the corner of the room.
あの人どちら様ですか？さっきからすっごい僕の方を見
He's
て
been
き
staring at me
て
and I'm
怖い
starting
ん
to
で
get
すけど。
scared. He's a ghost.
そんな無茶な。本物の死神だってあんなにすごい存在感はないと思いますよ。
Anku's usual carefree demeanor was completely absent. He didn't refute Adolfo's remark and continued to stare at Dahut without saying anything. I think, is it because he hates Relivers, I'm guessing? Even I was starting to feel uneasy from the intensity of his eyes. I wonder if a young Reliver is rare to him. As I thought about why Dahut cleared his throat, so we continued the topic at hand.
まあともあれ王族が呪いに関わっているかもってことは、呪いには人間が関与できる明確な原因があるって証明になりますよね。シアンさんの言葉を借りるなら、この世を滑るのは神などではなく人間の英知であり、すべての不可解には理由があるってとこですか？
If that's true, then that means there's still hope in continuing our investigation.
それでもまだ手がかりは少ないが、死神を見つけ出して殺せとかいう
And we're probably not getting into the
無理難題
archive again anytime soon. Honestly, I feel like I would have had a bag with me so we could just bag a bunch of books from the secret archive and take them with us, but I guess we still hadn't uncovered the truth, but Daha looked very happy that we found new information about the curse that had long been hidden.
で、それでお二人はそんなすごい手記が残っている隠し部屋をどうやって見つけたんですか？
About that. I explained to Dahut the strange phenomenon that occurred in the archives which opened the way to the room underground. When I passed a certain area, a beautiful emblem of light appeared in front of me.
文様？
口で説明するより絵で描いた方が早いだろう。
Oh, you're right. It's the Reliver symbol, isn't it? I borrowed a paper and a pen from Adolfo and did my best to draw the beautiful design. It looked something like this. I don't have all the details exact, but it should look pretty close. What's strange is that I feel like I've seen it before. I passed the drawing to Adolfo. But in order and confirmation, I gave it to Dahut. For some reason, Dahut froze in place. He stared at the drawing from top to bottom as if completely entranced by the image. Is there a problem, Dahut?
何か気づいたことでもあるのか？
I'm pretty sure it's the Reliver symbol. He should have it on his leg. Dahut suddenly snapped back to reality.
すみません。こんな綺麗な文様、なかなかお目にかかれないのでつい見とれてしまって。 あなたが見たのは多分スキャンタイプの遺伝子認証システムですね。うちの研究所にも導入されてます。
Gene authentication system. A security system that activates for those who have registered their DNA with the system. Is Ceres descended from this queen then? He explained that it was a security system where one registered their blood to trigger something to unlock in their
対
presence.
象がリライバーの場合、体に刻まれた文様が浮かび上がることがあるんです。
If the auras are... I never knew such an innovative security system existed. My life was so distant from the technology that it was... Well, oh, wait, no. That's right. Every reliver mark is different. They're like snowflakes. In the sense that there's a general, like, oh yeah, that's a snowflake. That's a reliver symbol. But the pattern itself will be unique to the individual. Does that mean Ceres is a reliver without even fucking knowing it? No, she would not. That's impossible. She would have the mark on her body somewhere. My life was so distant from the technology that it felt like it come from another world.
そんな優れものがどうしてこいつに反応した？
それは僕にもなんとも。隠し部屋を作ったその女王様の血を引いている王族の一人。
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm guessing that's it. She's
なんちゃって。
she's descended from the former queen somehow. That can't be. My parents gave birth to me in the Lycurus field.
産み落とした。
こいつは生まれて間もないところをリコリス・ノワージュの花畑に捨てられていたらしい。
リコリス・ノワージュの花畑。女王が協力者とやらと落ち合う場所として決めた場所と同じですね。手記に登場したノワージュ家さんとやらが所有していることといい、やたらとあの花の話ばかりが出てくるのが気になるな。
Do you think the Lycuruses are somehow involved? I mean, the death that occurs when you pluck them is similar to the effects of the curse.
ええ、直接の原因ではなくても、咲いた状態のリコリス・ノワージュには何かが絡んでいるんでしょう。とは言っても、倒った瞬間に死んでしまっては調べようがないんですよね。
He mentions that some have attempted to examine the flowers as a possible reason for the curse, but all attempts failed because after they were plucked, everyone present suffered and died shortly thereafter. But if what even Anku said was true, the Lycurus Nawajas weren't the problem. I want to express that to Dahut, but Adolph and I both stayed quiet on the matter since we didn't have Eve's approval to discuss his mission with others. Then again, we couldn't expect him to continue offering support if we kept so much secret from him, including Anku's identity. We needed to discuss with everyone later whether we could let him in.
それじゃあ僕は一度研究所に戻ってリコリスについての文献を軽く調べてみます。
Thank you. And please be careful. He was very quick to follow the lead we uncovered to confirm or rule out the Lycurus's involvement. After confirming through the transmitter that there was no commotion from the castle, Dahut set off from the institute. To be safe, Adolfo would be escorting him back as a bodyguard, but hearing his transmitter go off, he quickly hid it inside to answer the call. We decided to keep the assassination of the Queen and our connections to the curse a secret, so that we wouldn't be in danger, but
信頼できる人になら協力者になってもらうのもいいでしょうね。お二人の場合はイブさんたちクルーンさんでしょうか。
from your perspective, is Xian trustworthy?
どうでしょう。リライバー研究と呪いの解明、どちらにより興味があるか次第ですかね。あ、そうそう、例の遺伝子認証システム、多分故障で誤作動しただけだと思いますが、一応あなたの血液を取らせてもらってもいいですか？王族じゃなくても城の関係者の血縁って可能性もありますし。
Oh yeah, because he'd still be able to check, right? With a part of her blood on her. Dahut's profession must have had him ready for anything, as he brought out a medical kit from his pouch for taking blood samples. Oh. I hadn't had any blood drawn out from me since I was little, when Mother had me take some tests to see if I had any diseases. I wasn't too fond of those needles, but I should offer him my...
ダメだ姫君。どんなに小さくとも君の美しい肌に傷をつけさせるわけにはいかない。
Anku quietly moved next to me and stopped me from extending my arm. Dahut and I looked at him in surprise. Anku gracefully moved in front of me and took a step toward Dahut. Like before, he stared at Dahut's face again.
僕の顔に何かついてますです。
Dahut frowned, probably because he sensed something was different about Anku based on his appearance and presence.
君は一体誰だ？の彼のそばに君のような少年などいなかったはずだが。
I do not recall him blanking a young man like you blank. Anku tilted his head in bewilderment while mumbling to himself, "What's wrong with Dahut? Is something up with Dahut? Who is he? But he already introduced himself."
もしかして忘れられちゃった感じです。割と覚えやすい名前だと思ってたんだけどな。
Anki didn't respond and continued to silently stare at Dahut's face until...
さほど気にすることではないか。大方によって以上生き延びた人間の子供だろう。
I suppose it's nothing of concern. He must have been one of the children who survived beyond blank due to the blank. What?
はい？なんて？
Whatever it is, Dahut doesn't seem to have any fucking clue about it either. Anku nodded. He quietly headed back into the house as if satisfied by the answer he gave to his own question. Okay, well now he's gone, I'm gonna donate blood. Anku's intervention muddled the request to have my blood sampled. Probably weirded out over the interaction, Dahut quickly left with a dolphin as soon as he returned. Damn it! No blood. Other.
どうしてアドルフさんはリライバーになるのをそんなにも嫌がるんですか？
なんだ、いきなり。
They cautiously made their way to the institute. Adolfo frowned for a moment at the young man's question, but he calmly responded as they continued walking.
人の事情に踏み込みたいなら、まずは自分の事情から語れ。お前はなぜ いきなり呪いを解きたいなんて言い出した。
それは前に説明した通り、研究者としての好奇心。
見くびるなよ、ダーハト。お前みたいな子供の姿のリライバーは実年齢を問わず侮られることが多い。
Yeah, a reliable with a young appearance is often treated like a child regardless of their actual age.
今の地位をつかむまでは相当な苦労と努力をしてきただろう。
Yeah, because I think physically speaking, he only has the appearance of like a 16-year-old, right?
そんな人間が好奇心一つのために必死に積み上げてきた自分の立場を危険にさらすとは思えない。
There must have been another reason for his decision.
とはいえ僕もお二人のお手伝いをするだけで呪いが打破できるとは思ってません。そんな簡単な問題ならシアンさんがとっくに解決しているはずですから。
So why are you going to help her?
純粋なる知的好奇心ですかね。ずーっとメモリーの研究ばかりで呪いに関してはノータッチでしたから。
Oh, I'm nodding off.
それとナディアと出会ったせいか、ちょっと呪いに対する価値観が変わってしまって。少しでも状況がいい方向に動くなら協力します。その代わり今後も依頼抜きでナディアと仲良くしてあげてほしいです。
He spoke as if it wasn't directly involved, but
本当の理由はナディア、リュカ先生の妹の方にあるんじゃないのか。ちょうどあの少女は兄に迫る寿命の件で
yeah,
悩
he
ん
wants
で
to
たか
end
ら
the
な。
curse because he doesn't want other people to die, right? Maybe because it's reminding him of his own family. After Adolpha calmly explained his reasoning, Dahut shrugged. A shrug of acceptance and surrender.
当たりです。でも別に隠してたわけじゃないんですよ。ただほんのちょっぴり恥ずかしかったというか。
恥ずかしい？
いやだって彼女と初めて出会った時に
よかった。私変なことを言ってるわけじゃないのね。でもそれならどうしてみんな私のこの願いを聞いて笑うのかしら。記憶も体も寿命も全部失いたくないって思うのはそんなにおかしいこと？リライバーになって兄様への親愛と兄様とつないだ手を失うのは嫌だわ。でもだからといって短命も悲しい。やりたいことはまだたくさんある。兄様が恋人を作るところを見届けたい。私はこんな体で23歳まで生きるどころじゃないけれど、 なんで他のみんなは健康でいくらでも自由に生きれるのに、ありのままの命で長生きしたいという願いは最初から抱きすらしないのかしら。私、見えない呪いに怯えながら半端な不老をずーっと続けるより、十分に生きたと思える人生を大切な人と歩みたいわ。
人としての正しい生き方を解かれちゃったんですもん。
In contrary with extreme views on life, very few people had opinions like Nadia's. When they did speak up, they were ridiculed for their ideals and thought of as heretics for not worshipping the current system. But this desire was very similar to the wish Therese expressed.
実は僕にはバックアップを取れずに亡くなった母がいて、彼女を蘇らせるために研究者になったんです。
バックアップがない？素材となる記憶や遺伝子がないなら、リライバーには。
はい、絶望的ですね。
Still, he didn't want to give up. If there's someone he could revive his mother's genes and memories, then perhaps.
死ぬ前に抱いていた僕との思い出と感情を両立した上で蘇らせてあげたかった。仮に母の復活が叶わなくても、僕と同じ願いを抱く恋人たちや家族を救えればいい。
Oh, I keep nodding off. I'm probably gonna finish up soon.
大事な感情さえメモリーに持ち越せれば、リライバーにはもう欠陥なんてないんだって。でもね、あなたの言う通り、ナディアと友達になって、なんかちょっと違くないって。
違う？
感情を引き継ぐことができても、素敵な体験をしたボディは結局呪いに蝕まれ。
Oh. Is Dahut the one that's been supplying the research to people? Because we do know there's a secret person who is not Xian, who I was maybe thinking is a member of the royal family, who gave Dr. Capuchin his scientific shit that he's working on. And also gave shit to Jean, Mathis's butler. We know who he truly is. I'm wondering if Dahut's the one trying to give these people research shit because he wants results.
僕で例えるなら、先日ナディアと友達になろうと握手したこの手が、あとそれってなんか虚しいですよね。
そうだな。俺も あいつの頭を撫でた。
Oh, come on, we think you're immune.
せっかく母が蘇るのなら、僕はナディアが思い描いたような心と体両方の思いを大事にできる普通のだから
Oh, sorry.
呪いを解きます。まあこれも自己満足なのかもしれませんけど、
今更だな。だが悪くはない変化だと思う。俺はその考え方の方が好ましい。
ありがとうございます。母はナディアと全く同じ普通の人間に憧れ、それになろうとする不思議な人でした。そのせいで彼女の言葉がより心に染みたのかもしれませんね。
Dahut, too. He has been researching ways to transfer the emotion of love during Reliver process. Befriending Nadia strengthened his desire to bring back his mother as a normal human being with her full range of emotions and a normal lifespan.
それじゃあ今度はアドルフさんの番です。どうしてそんなにリライバー化を嫌がるんですか？
Because he is in love.
エクソシスト教団の皆さんと似たような理由。お金の関係。僕みたいに感情の維持にこだわりがあるとか。
いや、もっと単純な
He
話だ。
doesn't need to. After some hesitation, Adolfo responded in exchange for Dahut's honesty.
恐ろしいだろ。未知の技術に自分の命を預けるなんて。
Oh. I guess that's fair as well. But I still feel like he's immune to the curse.
クローンとか脳から記憶を吸い出すとか、一体どういう理屈で実現させてんだ。
The sound of their footsteps gradually shifted in the silence that followed Adolfo's response.
何ですかそれ。めちゃくちゃ普通な理由じゃないですか。僕はてっきりもっと複雑な事情があるものと。
Their footsteps came to a halt with Dahut's roaring laughter.
悪かったな、普通で。
The ethics of becoming a reliver, the issue of transferring emotions, the desire to live like those outside the world. None of it mattered. For Adolfo, he bristled at the thought of becoming a reliver in the same way that a child resisted going to the doctor. After decades, the technology that he was afraid of become a natural part of life.
そんな普通な理由でリライバー化を拒絶する普通な人、初めて見ました。
See, it's gotta be something more than this though, because if this was the big secret he's been lying to Cerez about, bro, nah. I think this is an answer he's come up with just to appease Dahut. I feel like this is a lie. Despite that.
いいんじゃないですか。一人くらいはそんな普通の人間がいても。
It's funny though.
ね。
人を普通普通と連呼するな。それで褒めてるつもりなのか。
Adolfo knew exactly how normal he was, and that he lacked the power to protect Ceres. It had bothered Adolphus for some time now.
いいじゃないですか。その普通はきっとこの国における特別です。僕はアドルフさんみたいな考え方嫌いじゃないですよ。
As a researcher, perhaps he should be more indignant. But in actuality, Dahut was unexpectedly pleased by such a straightforward reason. We are going to leave it there for today because I have been streaming for almost 4 hours. I need lunch. And I have nodded off several times on stream already, so... So we're gonna leave it there for today. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I have more Supernatural to watch. But yeah. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet since I'm EP. I'm EP just like Kitty is. So, until next time, stay electrifying, and I'll shock you later. Bye!